Yeah, it's a turnover. Yeah, it's a turnover. Yeah, it's a turnover. All the people trying me. Yeah, it's a turnover. All I see is snakes running me. Yeah, it's a turnover. Yeah, it's a turnover. Yeah, it's a turnover. All the people trying me. Yeah, it's a turnover. All I see is snakes running me. Yeah, it's a turnover. Yeah, it's a turnover.
Alright, welcome to the Nice Guys Finish Last podcast. We're back in the building, episode 16. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified as soon as we drop whatever it is we dropping. We got a lot coming, a lot in the works.
So you know we slow with the uploads. So
We're a little slow. It's okay.
King of the Court coming soon. Coming soon.
One of these days, you feel me?
Sometime between now and when it comes out.
Yeah, audition tape.
Before the draft, hopefully, you feel me?
Alright, so we got Phelps over there in the cut. New World Order.
To the side, NWO.
Then we got Mac.
Hey, how y'all doing? Rocking the best point guard in the NBA, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, Mr. Triple Double.
We got Jess in the corner. Here for her
Special
debut.
guest.
Special guest.
One and only.
First and last time.
First and
Before she
last.
heads out,
She'll be back soon.
I know, right?
we got Malls, Wolfe.
It's me.
It's me, Malls.
Jamaica's finest.
Jamaica's finest in the building.
Bravo.
Harrisburg, stand up.
Bravo.
Stand up.
We here. We got my wife, Courtney, joining us.
Say it proudly. Say it proudly.
We got my wife, Courtney.
There you go. Put some bass in your voice.
Joining us
Y'all
here
see
today.
us finna be like, yeah, I'm done with this shit.
I ain't commenting no more.
They're like, I know that nigga was married.
Who was him in the purple?
And then Thomas, your host, here again. We back.
Yeah, man.
We back. So we got a couple topics for y'all today. We're gonna try to get together. So first topic we're gonna hit is are the laws of marriage outdated? Is there anything that needs to be updated, changed, anything like that? This was all set up way, way long ago by some old white folks that we don't know.
Let's talk about it.
So is it time for them to be changed up, updated? What's y'all thoughts? Anybody, whoever got the floor first, go ahead.
Special guest first.
Special guest first.
Stop, I'm not the special guest.
She got a thighs out.
That's crazy.
We sell the thigh pics now.
No toes over here. Just thighs only though.
So I feel like when you first get married, you know what vows and what laws you're agreeing to. So I feel like there's no need to change them later on down the line. Because y'all agreed. You're not agreeing to change it a year from now. You know what I mean? You agreed upon what they were. And that's that.
So what if he came and said, I want to revise a little bit?
Negative. We need to divorce them.
What?
You want to revise?
So off rip,
No.
we
I'm
gotta
talking
tell
about
you all
before.
open marriage. Off rip, we gotta tell you like,
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing is that's not in your vows.
They
That's
said
open,
open
but
marriage.
it could be. It could be in your vows. You
That
could
exists.
It look
you
kinda
could
tacky.
adjust them to be like how you want them to be. And
Yeah.
if
Why are you getting married if you already want to be in open marriage?
boom.
Because, but look,
Exactly.
but no, open marriage is a thing though. Like I feel like you get boxed into believe like we all creatures of habit. So you go with what's there before you. So,
That's not necessarily true. It's a lot of woke people out here, and I just feel like you're not gonna agree to something from the 1800s when it's 2019 and you know what life really is. Like
But the
you're
issue
gonna
is,
agree to what suits you and what suits your lifestyle. Like
so if we take away the whole like everybody split up all the assets when you divorce.
see, that's what you
But
think
you still
about.
get
You think about
married.
the money.
Because bro, it's all in, bro. The man loses in all this cases. Like
That's
when it
what
comes
That's
to
why you make them sign a prenup. You gotta agree to sign a prenup.
And that too.
a prenup will start an argument.
That's true. That's true. You should be like, oh, you want to have your shit? Oh, nah, nigga, you ain't signing.
well, I'm saying like a prenup don't always have to be no crazy thing. It's
No
literally just
negative.
saying like we both gonna leave what we came with.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the prenup is
But
not like
now-
It's not always crazy. It also like it also depends on the relationship. Depends on what y'all got going on.
What if you take off and you become like this famous actor and shit?
But
But
now,
that's
if
my
she
point
don't
though,
have
because like
shit, then
I
that
feel-
could be a thing. Like
I feel like it all depends on what role each
play because if I become an actor or whatever, we're not thinking about all the times when she had to be supporting me and I had to go and do auditions and I couldn't get a job because I had to make sure my schedule was open.
Right.
I feel like it's like that because like you have a lot of people that, like for instance, T.I. and Tiny, right? He was saying that she was putting money into his career.
Yeah, because
She was invested. Yeah, she already had it, was established, and he blew up and he became who he is today. Do he then say, "Hey, you don't deserve anything"? Because I mean, y'all both did it together. Even though one person gets the recognition, even though one person is like the star or whatever, I feel like you gotta take into account all the times they had to work together to get.
And then the biggest like.
No, he's shaking his head.
Honestly, like my biggest issue with the current like laws of it and everything is that it's like they were made so long ago. It's the same thing with all the rules that are in place now. Like all the stuff we got, even with the laws like in America, like the Constitution and stuff like that. All this stuff was made so long ago without all the things we have now. So of course some things should change. Like we can't sit here. We evolve, so why can't everything else, the rules we follow and things evolve too? Because it's like the getting married is just putting the government into your life. It's just making them you're making a deal with the devil, really. Over here like putting something else into it.
Yeah. So you're saying you should have multiple wives?
No, that's not what you said.
Came out of nowhere.
No, that is not.
This dude crazy, man.
I'm good with my wife.
Oh, this dude Mac wild, man.
Like the most recent, so you guys are more familiar with like what the laws of marriage are. So what in it would you change later on down the line?
Well, I'm saying like I'm not saying I change anything down the line. I'm just saying that I don't.
Hypothetically, like what?
I don't agree with putting the government into all my business. But then again, I don't know.
Facts, yeah.
So I mean, it's already kind of there. So that's why at this point I don't give a damn. Like they got everything. They got everything. Got all control over me anyway. So there's nothing I can really do about it at this point.
All right. So what could you see other people wanting to change? Like these
Well, I'm just saying, like,
dudes here. What could you see them being like? Nah, I want to change that 2 years down the line. Like I don't really feel the same because I doubt y'all know what the laws of marriage are. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, it's not something y'all think about.
I think about it, right? When you're younger, what we raised, the men is raised well. Okay.
We talking about the actual laws,
No.
not what we raised as.
No. We talking about what y'all live for. Y'all live to get married and have kids for the
Who
most part.
said?
For the most part.
It's 2019.
No, I said for the most part. I'm not including you.
It's like from when y'all are like little kids, y'all are practicing marriage.
Y'all is getting ready to be married.
You know what I'm saying? You got the little fake dress on.
She's studying the law book.
You got your wedding
She over here studying the law book. Like, yeah, chapter 6, chapter 8, yeah.
But I'm saying like there's still both sides though. She agrees that she was like she was growing up the whole time like okay I want to get married, have kids and stuff like that. I'm saying there's a lot of girls that still do that.
Right.
Like I know it's just a lot that don't now. Like I said, it's 2019.
No, you've been hurt.
More people are empowered.
You are scarred.
But I think
Trust me,
I think the crazy thing about it is that
Men ain't shit up.
it's crazy because we making like
don't cheat, yo.
we make like it's old rules
Black men
and
don't
like,
cheat.
and like they're getting over on us or whatever. But I honestly like if y'all saying it's old rules and everything, these are old men who made these rules.
Facts. So what would y'all want to change as the new men?
For me, I don't feel like it's really like, oh man, they trying to get us or whatever. I just feel like government just wants their money. That's all it boils down to. But if you get married, then you know that, and you're saying, okay, I'm okay with it. And it's nothing wrong with not getting married. I don't think getting married is like the only option. So if you got a problem with the rules of it, and you say, I don't want to do that because of that, I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't do it.
So when I hear people complain about it, I'm more like, but why did you do it then?
Right. Facts.
Because you didn't have to.
You know, it's about the man
That's a choice.
when the female is dating somebody for 5-10 years, and the pressure of them believing marriage is the next step. Why won't you marry me? A girl has never said, yo, we can not be married and be together.
Yeah.
Marriage is always on the table because of society pressure of what we consider the next level.
They will catch an attitude. They be like, well, if we ain't getting married, then what we doing?
Their mamas, their friends, their grandmas all believe that like marriage is like the ultimate like showing that I love you. It's the ring on your finger, but it's just a ring. It means nothing.
But I think men do too. I think we put it like that's our okay, we get out the game, we ain't messing around no more, I'm settling down. This is what I want to do. I want to get married and have kids. I think we do that too.
For sure, because y'all be like, I gotta be married to like grow up.
Yeah,
Like,
we also look at it like it's
a
a stepping stone. Like a stepping stone. So I think
Sure.
I think society as a whole, yeah, they do put marriage as like you're grown, you got your stuff together, you're doing everything you need to do. But like I said, once again, I feel like it's up to y'all. Because if I don't want to do it, and I feel like I'm being pressured to do it, I'm not going to do it. Especially if I feel like if I'm strongly feeling like, you know, the government's going to get this, and I'm feeling like something's wrong, I'm not going to do it, even though you're going to pressure me. Because I know what comes with it. I'm stuck now.
All right, one question. If you got assets and business to lose in a marriage, does that change your views on it?
You're gonna sign a prenup.
I'm just asking.
But I mean, it also, that depends if you, because you don't always start with that. So it's like, I don't have no business or nothing right now, but say I get one later down the line.
No, hypothetically, I'm speaking when you have it.
You say
Before you
have
You go
things to
into a
lose.
marriage with like a real estate business, like
Right,
you booming,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? You got
That's
a
what
couple
a
stocks.
prenup
Yes, but I'm saying like, yeah, that's kind of like, so that's what a prenup's for.
Yeah.
And you should also be talking to, you should weave through all that before you get to the point of marriage.
Communication.
But in all honesty,
Hold on.
to play devil's
But
advocate
you
real
can
quick,
also,
Crazy.
to play devil's advocate real quick, you bringing up a prenup
To a black female?
to anybody.
Yo,
No.
Not to put it in a box, but you bringing up a
Don't put it
prenup
in
to
a
anybody
box.
that's already saying that, hey, I honestly, there's a part of me that thinks we won't last.
Yeah, if you were already thinking that prior to getting married, then don't get married.
You see that set her off, right? But no, I'm just saying anybody,
Yo.
any female or male.
No, really what set me off is he's a black female. Like,
Yes.
if you did that to anyone,
Exactly.
If you did that to anyone already, you going into the marriage and they like, all right, you already 75% in, not 100, like,
Look,
because you already think.
we done seen all black women on BET. When he go get popped and get a white girl and then she leave him, take everything, and he go back to the black queen and she take him, she build him back up.
But that's because
You
y'all
ain't gonna watch
looking
Tyler
at it
Perry,
from
man.
the standpoint.
Exactly, that's how I'm paranoid.
Look, I don't see myself with no other race than a black female. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, that's the crazy part. She hating, like, I'm dead ass when I say
I'm
that.
just saying.
Yo, shout out
I'm
to
so
Black
dead.
Love, man. Black
Look,
Love.
black love is beautiful. I'm pro-black, like, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm only speaking from just the mentality standpoint of how we raised. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say this, like, I feel like when it comes to shit, as far as like the way you look at people, like, I always bring it back to the convo we had yesterday. The man is known for what he can provide, and then the female is mostly known for her looks. Like, I give an example, right? My mom, 47, 48, she got a degree, she got a great job, she owned a house, but my grandma always asked her, you look good, why don't you have a man? Not that you have all this to provide, but you look great for your age, why don't you have a man? Why is that?
See, but I feel like, and no offense, but I feel like your grandma might have been thinking about like I don't want to say like an old slavery, but like an old.
That is hilarious.
You know what I'm
Oppressed?
saying?
She got an oppressed mindset?
And
I ain't say she a slave,
but
You need to
like
pick somebody that loves you.
an old oppressed mindset. Like she was like, all you can live off of is your looks.
No,
Like,
but I think that anybody would ask that question though. Like, imagine if you see someone that's attractive and they handle their business. You're gonna,
crazy.
know what I'm saying? You're gonna ask them like, hey, how come? Because you got you got best of both worlds. I think anybody would ask that. Like, you look good, why not? Because the first thing you do when you go out, a man's looking at a woman and the way she look good, he's gonna go talk to her.
Sure.
So of course you're gonna say,
Be
hey,
homeless.
you look good. Well, how come?
She could be homeless.
If she look good.
She could be homeless, literally, and the man will say, "Yo,
I just think that's.
That's crazy.
let me see what's
I think,
good."
I think that's a reasonable question to ask. Like, hey, you're an attractive person.
But it
So
also,
that was easier for you would assume. Oh, it's easier for you to meet.
but I feel like that, also kind of goes back to our conversation we had about a woman having all that and
Men are
being
intimidated.
hard to find a man. Yeah, because it's like if she does have all that, she's stable, has all this to provide for herself.
For sure.
It makes some men look at it like, well, shit, what's she gonna want from me? Like, I can't do it for her. Like,
It's like we talked about yesterday too. Men need that feeling of being needed. We need
I'm saying
that.
that's big.
Honestly, we
Sure.
need it. Honestly,
That's a fact.
we need
That's
that
big.
feeling of being needed because if she's independent, she got an education, she got to
Yeah.
make it way more money than me.
Right.
It's like, damn, what the hell she need me for? You always have that.
Yeah, because it makes you feel insecure. You're gonna think like, well,
For sure.
she gonna go talk to this dude got a Ferrari and
Yeah, you gonna leave
and
it?
whatever.
Yeah.
And he came up and said, "What's up?" when I went to the bathroom.
Exactly. Kelly Oubre right down the street.
It's
You know
some
what I'm saying?
crazy
Like,
shit about this.
So
What's
this
up,
goes
Kelly?
Kelly Oubre, man.
This goes into.
all I'm saying, bro.
This goes into.
Kelly
He
Oubre
gonna
walk in.
He gonna leave his girlfriend. He gonna leave his girlfriend.
Right.
Kelly Oubre.
So this goes into men having fragile egos.
That's facts.
We do.
I'll agree with
That's very true.
That's
Because
That's
that's what
very
y'all
true.
just said. Like men just have fragile egos, And everything that a woman can provide and bring into the situation can intimidate a man.
Yeah.
But you have to be at that level that you can accept that and not look at it as competition, but looking as we building towards something.
For sure. So tie it back into marriage.
But it's hard to do that, man. When you see that she can supply everything she wants by herself.
Because that means she don't need you.
But that's what makes marriage feel like less of a
But
partnership.
it's like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
it's sometimes together, man, because he's like, if she don't need me, I'm one little skip away from losing her.
Exactly.
You're like, you sitting here like, well, shit. You're like, baby, I tried to do the dishes and cook.
I oversleep one time and she's leaving my
I woke up, I've got to put the chicken out the oven. I've got to put the chicken out. It's burnt.
But it's not even always about that. It's about like being there for the person as a person, like being there for the struggle and the come up. And I feel like that is tied into the original law, quote unquote, laws of marriage. And I feel like if that's the foundation, you don't need to change it because you're still gonna be there with that person through sickness and health, through richer or for poor.
But I got
You
one
know what I
question.
mean?
I got one question. Anthony looking at it as equal, right? The man and the female equal. So why isn't that females don't propose to men?
Oh, get out of here.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Some
I'm just
females
asking.
do. Some females do.
Just
But
asking.
if you
Yo,
know
she
what
proposed to you,
know what
I'm
you
just
worth,
asking.
you may not.
Just asking.
You know what you worth.
Some females.
So do she give you the ring?
I'm just saying. But
She
that's,
give you the engagement ring?
but
You gotta wear
look,
it?
but look,
She
you
give
can't.
it?
Y'all playing both sides, right? You want me to
What I'm
support?
saying is like that's what I feel like is like the thing that gets me is there's a lot of women that's like I shouldn't have to propose to him like well, all this shit. But it's like wait, if you this like you said, if we're equal, if you want to be with me as much as I want to be with you,
Yeah.
Why isn't it a big deal?
Look, I'm all for
but
it.
it's also
It's gender
would you
role.
say yes if a woman proposed to you? Would you say yes?
Exactly. Think about that.
Because you can
Imagine
say like,
Phelps.
oh, she can do it anyway.
Look,
But
if
I
a
was
girl
like,
on
yo,
her
I
knees,
have a ball on that podcast.
she on her knees like this.
I go crazy on that
Felt
part.
like this, like, you really gonna do this right here? Right here, we gonna do this?
Supposed to be like, come on.
Let me put my face on, man, like,
This ain't my teeth like, yo, this ain't even my favorite beanie.
I ain't got my ditches in yet, girl.
and you got my favorite shoes on for real right here.
You like, oh man, they gonna get pictures. Hang on, let me go clean up.
Bro, it don't change the dynamics of the relationship.
But I'm saying, would you
Bro,
say yes if she proposed to you?
I would look at her.
If you was in love with this girl and she proposed to you?
I know funny shit. All honesty, I would look at her kind of crazy. But if I really was feeling it, I would say yeah.
Man, that's
Crazy.
I wouldn't throw my hand out. I would say yo, let me do it.
You
I'm
wouldn't
you
be like,
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yo, I wouldn't throw my hand out.
ooh, it fit. It's like this, like,
You're gonna be like, oh my god.
I ain't gonna do that.
Everybody in the airport clapping.
I ain't gonna throw my hand out.
I'm gonna be real with you, Phelps, because we your friends, we gonna talk shit about you.
Bro, look,
Because in the picture, she gonna be like this, and you gonna be like, and she gonna be like 5'2".
But I'm saying, Phil. I'm saying,
She gonna be
like,
like 5'2".
but the thing is, you gonna be like, you say like, yo, but the thing is, you gonna say y'all doing something, whatever. You go and you turn around and she on the knee. It's too late at that point. You can't be like, yo,
Now she
yo, I said, yo, yes.
That's just
no. Now she gonna get him at an NBA game in a kiss cam.
They're gonna be like, yo, it's gonna come down. It's gonna be halftime show, and they're gonna be like, well, Travis Phelps, come to the floor.
crazy.
You gonna walk down there and be like, yo, what's going on? And she gonna come out. She gonna
He's
shot.
like,
he's dribbling. What he doing?
They're gonna be like the half court shot. He's gonna be like half court. I'll go a little further.
They gonna take it out of his hands. Nah, you ain't here for that.
Oh, man.
She gonna propose to you in front of everybody. What you gonna do then? You gotta say yes and keep it pushing.
But nah, man, that's just plays into the tradition of that we chase women. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
If she proposed to
I
you,
agree.
that's just it's just a
But
bad.
that's
look.
also the outdated mentality.
No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, it's I get it that it's in place, but that don't have to be the norm going forward.
That's
It's
just it's a
2019.
weird thing. Everybody got their own opinion.
It's a mentality.
Man. But if a girl proposed to you, it's like
Why does it matter? You feel inadequate as a man if your girl proposes to you?
yes. Like
Why?
So are you gonna say no?
if my girl proposed to me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be so weird. I'd be like, yo, stand up. Like you
Would
said,
you say yes or no if you
Like,
really
you
wanted to
don't
marry
have
her?
to embarrass
Like you wanted to marry her, but just not at that
Maybe
moment.
you know how women say yes in a situation and then later they be like, don't ever do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? It'd be kind of like that. 'Cause that's so weird to have a woman like get down on her knee and be like, hey.
I'm just saying, like one of my homies back home said, he's like, I would love it if the girl proposed to me. He's like, shoot, I'm taking pictures and everything. He's like,
I'm
it's
not gonna lie,
2019, like it is what it is. Like,
I would probably be like, yeah, I gotta save this moment because this is crazy. something that never happens. You like, yo, girl.
I tie it back to marriage or relationships, period, because it'd be the same if the woman made more. Do you feel inadequate if your girl make more than you?
I don't know.
Like she provides more of the bill, she paying for most of the stuff, and then your money go to the school, like the backpacks for the kids.
The school
It depends on maybe it depends on how big of a gap it is. Cause I remember no. I don't know if y'all.
Some real shit.
It depends on how big of a gap it is. I don't know if y'all ever seen that episode of Martin, but there's an episode where he finds out that Gina makes more than him.
Right.
So he was like, what? Like all his homies playing on there, like, oh, Gina make more than you? But granted, that was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's like, how big of a gap is it? Like, did she make $1,000 more than me?
It would not matter for me, man.
Look, it don't matter to me because I feel like love is love, man. Like, you love her, if y'all love each other and y'all together. It's like you said, it's the difference of like we talked about. If I'm sitting here working at McDonald's and I have no aspirations of doing nothing else, okay. But if I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here. She came to the drive-thru line one time. I slid the number on the receipt, you know.
I gave her some extra for the
Love.
side.
Yeah, I gave her a hot one.
Love will get you through everything.
So I'm just saying, like, if you really love each other, if you really love each other, then it shouldn't matter. Like,
Talk about it, man.
because if you're sitting here like, because I don't know, like I'm just looking at it like, so even for us, so we in the military, so there's a chance she can outrank me something. Like, what if she made rank faster than me or something?
Yes.
And now she
What if you get stuck at a staff and she's a chief?
Nigga,
Whoa, that's a big ass gap.
I'll be like,
I gotta hit my tenure by then.
I'll be
real with you.
I'll be like, yo, he did the right thing. You can't like everybody here would clap it up for you. Like, yeah, I do.
You might as well get out.
It's just like,
At that point.
but it's just like, you know, what you call it? Big T.
Yeah.
It's like a senior.
See, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't care.
And
But it's been like that for a long time because
Yeah,
at one point
they-
she was a senior and he was like a staff
Mhm.
about to put on tech.
Yeah.
So he would be a perfect person to talk to about this because she always been up top. She always been earning more than
Yeah, he said they got together. She was outranking them from the jump.
Yes, from the jump.
So they got together with that.
But
You
that's
can't
usually
tell me
what
that
you
ain't
don't
pissing
have
it
a
off.
fragile ego.
There's like a little month, a couple months. He's like, damn, like she really making more.
But you telling me if you back the CEO, you be like, I don't know, she make too much money. You be like, my girl make
Like
bread.
I told y'all in the podcast when we talked about it. I don't care. I'm pulling up in the Ferrari shit on you niggas.
But she gonna bring it up in the argument. Whenever you doing something wrong,
You
you
saying
gonna
she's like, oh yeah, nigga, you always gonna be on that damn game that I paid for.
It's gonna get brought up.
It's gonna be
take the damn.
you know what I mean? When like the girl be with the chubby dudes and they be like, when you call her a teddy bear, but when you argue, she call you a fat ass bitch. It's like that. And then you over there all sad and shit. Now you like, she liked my stomach last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you wasn't mad when you was laying on it like a pillow.
Keep your head up, for real.
It's gonna be like that. It's like when arguments come, it's like, nigga, I paid for this car. This house is me. All you do is pay for the internet. So you like, this is for the internet.
You gonna walk into the house. You got to the left playing. Now you sitting there like, hey, come on, we can talk.
Everything in her name is like,
She's gonna be like, and you signed that prenup too, nigga.
So do y'all feel like love and finances should be on two different spectrums?
Nope.
You feel like they should be together?
They have to be.
I feel like finances will intervene in anything.
I just feel like it's like, it depends on the relationship. It's one of those things, communication,
Yeah.
it's one of those things you gotta talk about. Because finances is a difficult thing and it's a lot of, it can hinder a lot of relationships. A lot of relationships get rocky because of financial
For
shit.
sure.
So it's just
It can
something.
trigger a lot of shit, for real.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you go back from, like, say one relationship, y'all was taking trips, vacations, and traveling like crazy, and then you meet somebody that can't afford to travel as much. Does that play a factor?
Shoot,
Like
maybe-
going back in
But it's
lifestyle?
just- but it
Also,
also
it depends on what the person
Super
wants. Like,
extravagant
you
trips,
like those trips, you like taking those trips, but they was always like empty trips.
That's what I'm,
You know what I'm saying?
If you sitting here not feeling, if you sit here the whole time feeling like, yeah, this is cool, but it's not the person you want to be with. So
Right.
if you were experiencing things like, if I'm experiencing things with her and I'm like, yo, like this is great. Like I don't care about going going to Dubai with an old girl that I didn't care about. You know
When
what
I
I'm
went to Georgia with Teresa, and we had a great time.
saying? Yeah, I'd rather go to some simple shit here in Nebraska than go on some wild extravagant trip and
Yeah,
just be
'cause
sitting
it's
there
the
like,
person.
Then my side chick in
Yeah.
California. Yeah.
And it's the experience with the person.
so
it's
Houston,
not
Houston,
just
Atlanta, Vegas.
the location. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like
Marriages.
you got marriage, you can do the same thing you was doing before in the marriage. And if you don't feel like you can still be yourself in the marriage and still be who you were before the marriage, you're the right person. That's how I feel.
Right. So one thing to remember is though that people grow and people change.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you you're growing to be, and that person that you're with can't accept it or can't tolerate it, then it might be time to go. Because you gotta remember that person is also growing and changing. So
so if y'all,
can y'all tolerate each
but
other?
that's the thing is that you have to be willing to go through that change and be willing to work it out and talk it out.
I'm not gonna
No matter what happens.
Communicate.
I'm not
Communication.
I just feel like
Communicate.
it's foolish to look at a girl you met and feel like,
She gonna be the same girl.
I'm not gonna be like, dang man, we used to, she used to be.
No.
I'm gonna want to have the same, of course, the same personality, sense of humor. Y'all still joke the same, whatever. But we're on a different level mentally. I know some things she might think about or do before she even do it now. So now I'm not gonna make the same mistakes, and we growing together. So now, say we have like these plans for a trip, like he said, you got plans for a trip, but you more like, I don't really want to go. To me, it's like you gotta make that effort to be like, all right, I know she want that. I know how much it means to her. I must make that sacrifice, and she should do the same thing for you too. So it's never gonna be like, man, all we do is go on trips all the time. We can't invest into this because you don't want to do this. Y'all gotta both come together and be like, all right, we're on this trip, but that trip is gonna hold us back a little bit. But you know, we have this goal so that y'all can come to meet middle ground. So if you just keep on trying to like keep that same energy she want to be, who she was, and oh, well, I want to do this. And you like, well, I have my goals. Involve her in that, so it doesn't feel like y'all coming apart. Involve her in that, so she knows, okay, maybe that trip is not that important. Maybe we should do this first, and then that trip can come later. I feel like that's the problem. Like you said, communication, basically.
Right. Yeah. So do we feel like communication and sacrifice can kind of get rid of the changing the laws of marriage? Like, as long as y'all can agree to the original laws of marriage, but communicate and sacrifice throughout your marriage, do you think that can like?
Depends on what it is.
So let's go. We're gonna hit it real quick so we can wrap this one up. But like he was saying, would it be? Do you feel that having every 5 or 10 years or something, having to go and re-sign your marriage? So being like
checking in, like
so it's like your marriage gotta like your phone. It got a contract.
You gotta be
So
honest.
your marriage is on the line every couple of years.
But do you feel
That's
like
intense.
that be costing you more though? Because then y'all having a little fallout at the time. You're like, hell no.
And then y'all
damn, I'm
do it
missing.
again.
Like, damn, I'm missing.
5 years later, y'all both
Make
track it
everybody
back.
look
And you like, bro, but
then y'all gotta go get married again.
Boom.
that would
all
kill
crazy.
everything.
I'm interviewing.
Bro, you telling me
You looking at it black and white.
You never seen somebody
No, you in full color.
you never seen somebody, right? And you see somebody, they go through their little thing right now. They might go through it for a few months or whatever, and they feel like this is never gonna work. And they separate. They're like, dang, I really do miss her.
Right.
Oh, I appreciate what she was. And I want to go back. And now y'all come back together. You gonna be like, bro, why did you bother leaving? Like, why don't y'all just work and stick to it? So I think that would hinder.
So you saying
That would hinder the relationship.
being married and having that commitment, making you feel like, oh, we have to figure this out.
I think, yeah. Like you have to.
We don't have no. All right, well, shit. I'm gonna just wait the 5 more years and I'll be done with it.
Because imagine if you're like, man, no, I want
Just
to hang with my boys.
you
Still,
down,
I can't hang with my
count your
boys.
days down.
Yeah, now you're not thinking about fixing it. You just think about, all I got is 2 more days, and you know what I mean, I can get out of there.
Like,
But
5
if
days,
y'all
4 hours,
can
15 minutes.
communicate, and what
Communicate
if one party is like, yo, I feel like I need to have more of a social life outside of our marriage. Yo, if y'all can communicate that, and she can make the sacrifice of like, yo, I can't be with him 24/7. Like, he needs at least 6 of those hours in the week or whatever to be with his homies, and she can make that sacrifice. But if he never communicates that from the jump, then you know. But you gotta communicate
The
it.
pressure of marriage is on the line every time, every day, every moment. Because all it takes is one mistake to change the whole dynamic of the relationship.
Facts.
So it don't matter if you're waiting for a specific time. Every time you step out that door, the marriage is being tested
Facts.
to make sure you come back.
But here's my thing. This is a perfect example, like, for deployments, right? Deployment come around, I'm like, I don't need to really work out no more. I'm going to do that thing on deployment. I'm going to come back, I'm going to do my thing. You just, like, neglect it because you, like, bro, or you might spend more before deployment. So I'm going to get it back on deployment. You're just thinking, assuming, oh, I'm counting down to my days. So what's the beef? The pressure's not on you to fix your problems no more. You just going to think, yo, all I got to do is deal with her for 3 more months or something.
Oh, man,
Exactly.
I'm out of there.
Exactly.
That's where you're looking at it from like a
you
small
know the
scope.
deadline
No,
is
but
coming
I'm saying
up.
that's what people do though.
Yeah.
Because when you got a deadline or something down the road and you know what's coming, you start preparing yourself.
You can get senioritis. You
You
can start sliding
you
on.
start preparing yourself, and you like for instance, why would they say like, oh, I can tell you out the door. You don't care.
Exactly.
Because they know they can leave, but if they know they got 2 more years on the contract, you like,
You
man, let me
might
get this
care a
done.
little
Yeah,
more.
you gonna care more.
For
Right,
sure.
I hear it, but what I'm saying is like,
You're not listening though.
no, I'm hearing you, like, but I'm saying y'all looking at it from like small, like think about it, like, if it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. Like,
Yeah.
it's either gonna work or it ain't. If it take like,
But it
I
takes
must have
effort,
never.
though.
That's what I'm saying. Like all that's the communication. How y'all say, man, y'all have it every day, man. I have to want to make you happy. I gotta want to try
That's
and
a
make this
commitment.
work.
That's
Commitment.
it. What is
So-
it? Communication, sacrifice, and commitment.
So like, it don't matter if in 3 years that I'm gonna try to make this work or wait you out. Like, no, if I want to be with you, like we can do this every day. We can discuss this marriage every day. If I want to be with you, I'm gonna make it work.
So you don't think with the
That's
pressure,
what it is.
you
So
don't think with the pressure of society, right? That somebody say, oh, you gotta get married. And you get married, you're like, shoot, I can just stay with her. I'll get out of there, and you can blame it on whatever. That you can get with her, and then you say, I don't know, say you say she's not putting enough work in, or she's too lazy. That could be your main excuse to get up out of there. And you're like, everybody's pressuring me. I tried marriage, and then you're like, oh, I don't like it because it's like this. And you're like, bro, but you didn't really put the effort in because you knew for a fact a couple years down the line you can get out of there.
So I'm gonna intervene real quick. Bro, you can't put a contract time on marriage.
Boom.
Like
Don't give a
honestly,
damn.
listen. If you put that contract time on marriage, bro, you're not letting the marriage develop. You honestly, nobody in this room knows where they're gonna be at in 5 years.
Exactly.
So if you sitting here saying, all right, I got 5 years in this marriage to see if it works, and if it doesn't, okay, cool. It's like the military. You want to put a military contract on marriage. Like you can't put a military
feel
contract
like-
on marriage.
I feel like at this point, I feel like the question should be, should the laws of divorce be changed?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it shouldn't have to do with no. I feel like you shouldn't have to do with no prenup, nothing like that. Like,
Right.
no, regardless of whatever happens, you just leave out what you came with. Because, like you said, you shouldn't have no date on it or something like that. Oh, like every 5 years we gotta go renew it, shit like that. Like, I just feel like y'all should be married. And like I said, if it for real don't work, y'all come to that point where y'all like for real can't do it. There shouldn't be no, oh well, she taking half. It should be like, look, we both done, we done. We agreed to be
Separate
done,
ways.
we do our separate thing. We should go get the divorce, whatever be done. So that way the divorce thing, because that's like the biggest part of people like being scared of it and all that is like, yo, like if I get married and I don't want to be with her, I'm gonna lose everything type shit.
Right.
It's cheaper to keep.
You scared
It's
for
cheaper to keep.
Exactly.
in all
That's the
honesty,
mentality,
And
though.
divorce
That's
is
the
extremely
mentality.
expensive.
But no, honestly, I think that makes like divorce too simple, too simplified. Because it's like
But it
the
shouldn't
reason
be
why you
complicated.
getting divorced, like let's
marriage
say,
ain't difficult to do. Why should it be difficult to stop?
I think it's difficult.
It's not difficult.
Like,
without
look,
marriage
listen,
in a week.
It's
Listen,
choices.
listen, people who've been married for longer periods of time, like 10, 20, and 30 years, bro, there's at least been a time, at least 3, where they've hated each other, despised each other,
Yeah,
and
but what
honestly
I'm
thought
saying
about
is-
getting divorced.
But what I'm saying is, why should marriage, if you're gonna be that big of a commitment to be with somebody for the rest of your life, why should I? We could have got married the same day we signed the little marriage certificate shit. Why should I be able to go in there? Nebraska has no wait time. There's some states have 24, 48 a week, however long you gotta wait before you can actually go in there and perform the marriage. Nebraska, we could have turned that paper in and turned right around and done it that same day.
Right.
But
Why
here's
is
how.
it that simple if it's that big of a commitment?
Because
But
I
then
feel
I'm
like
saying,
I think
but then it's not
it should be
hard.
harder to get divorced.
I think
no,
it's
when
hard
you
to
get
get married.
divorced, now you're coming to a point where you're like, everything that we had over all those years, now it's coming to an end. And that's, like, anybody can sit here and say, oh, divorce is easy. No, it's not. Because even though that person may have done you dirty, even though y'all may have hated each other, you honestly, when things start to come to an end, everybody always thinks about the good times. Oh, we did this is where we met at. Oh, this is where we had our first kiss. Oh, this is where we did whatever. So now you get into divorce and you're hurt, both sides. And now you're like, oh, well, he hurt me or she hurt me, so I'm going to take this. So when people split things, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm taking the car.
You got to think about that debt y'all got together.
Right. You're like, oh, I'm taking your car because
It's a lot.
you
Or-
took 10 years of my life chasing after
Or
whoever. You know what I'm saying?
she used your credit and messed your credit up.
Exactly.
And so I think it is a lot.
Things
when it
get
comes
But
to-
my point is the fact that
For sure.
I feel like there should be more to getting actually married in the first place, because you are tying your lives together with all that shit. So cause some, like, I don't know how to put it, but like, there should be some type of like, hey, we gotta go through some type of class, some type of
Counseling.
yeah, like
Training.
some
like-
type of training, some type of
Yeah,
return
for
counseling stuff.
sure.
So to make sure that
For sure.
y'all go in there and hash it out, because I've seen, let's say back home, like my church back home, they have like premarital counseling. Before you even get married, you go in there with your partner, talk it out, do whatever. And a lot of people came out of there's like some people come out of there and are like, you know what, they have a clean breakup. They're like, you know what, after going through this, I realized, I don't want to be married to you. Like, whatever, we're not meant for it. And then they dip. I feel like there should be something like that in place before you even get married, because it's too easy to just go sign your life away. Sign your life to another person.
But it's hard to prepare for life, man. It's like expectations versus reality. Like, expectations are to be married for the rest of our lives, but in reality, you could be divorced in like 2 years.
Right, but what if you could tackle more of those like expectations and trials and errors before you got married? Like, what if there was some type of
there's
like
questions and things that you don't know to talk about beforehand.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because y'all just two people that.
I was gonna say that the same. I was gonna say like when you get married, you don't know nothing. It's just like you just getting married. And when you're in the marriage and you're trying to get out of it, they're like, oh, you didn't know about this? And you're like, oh, it's not. Like, if I knew, we would have been preparing. We would have, or we could have, like, spoke about it before. But now that it's here, we got to deal with it. So people going through divorces, and they're like, man, this is crazy. Like, you got to take this, you got to take that. You're only mad because you weren't knowledgeable about what the full contract of marriage was.
So marriage is like signing a record deal. Like, hey, you need a lawyer there with you to like read that fine print.
What you got, Phil?
No.
Go ahead, Phil.
All I'm saying, I'm making sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up.
All I'm saying is this. I'm just saying, like, a lot of things, the questions y'all asking is just the groundwork and going to the person that you choosing to be with. Like, you saying, like, all the marriage classes and all that, but that just going to you knowing the person you're with and not just jumping in blind. Like, that's why you got to live with it.
But you can think you can know somebody, but not have all the. Now, what I'm saying is there's certain stuff and certain things you might not know to ask, might not know to think about.
But I'm saying it ain't no perfect way to know who to be with that you perfectly match for. But I'm just saying, at least do your research, do your due diligence to find out. Go through the bad times to the good times. You don't have to get married. Married ain't nothing you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can wait 5 years. You can wait 10 years. You can wait after the kids. Like, because I feel sometimes when you throw kids in, that's when you're like, all right, I got to marry her because I had kids with her. Or maybe after a year of being with her, y'all have a kid, and now you're like, oh, shit, I don't even really know her like that. But fuck it, we're going to have to make it work now.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you also have to, I just feel like it's more, it kind of goes to the thing of whenever you're looking for a person, you got to look for that person that is, you're willing to go through those tough times with, that you're like, you know what, no matter how tough it gets, how whatever it gets, I'm going to stand by this person. I'm going to make sure that no matter how bad it gets, they're going to figure out a way to work
that's
out.
a mentality.
That's the thing is you get a lot of people that don't have that mentality getting married just because they like, oh, I love him, whatever, we're going to do it. And then they just do it.
That's where I agree on the other side, where it's like, that's on you then. Because, like, who's to tell someone they can't get married, but at the same time, that's your decision. So if you want to get married, you got to take what comes with it. If you don't know what comes with it, then you really didn't do your research. And I'm not saying you didn't care enough, but I kind of feel like you didn't care enough. So if that happens to you, it's more like, well, who's to blame?
If you know the consequences before you get in there, it's your fault.
I feel like that's oversimplifying it though. Like when you really marry someone, you know what I'm saying, you just really caught up in the moment, it's not that easy.
I'm saying, but to tell someone and you can't marry because you're not ready, you're like, are you crazy? Like,
well, I'm not saying they tell you don't, you can't get married.
No, I'm saying if you were to, if that was a law to say, all right, it's gonna be more than just getting married, you gotta go through this steps. Somebody's gonna be feeling like, man, how you gonna tell me when I can and can't get married? I want to get married. You can't like how you said, like in some states it's like 48 hours, whatever. What if they said, all right, we gotta wait at least 6 months to see if y'all really ready? And you looking at them like, bro, this is my decision. How you gonna tell me when I can get married?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But
But it's
like
also,
that, I think
it's also
like that should be in place.
But I'm saying like the fact of, it's yeah,
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well,
Like,
like, we do
one time. I'm just saying individual right. That's it.
Yeah, it's just kind of like goes back to the fact that marriage is a contract and the government is involved.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's just like right now there's no way for you to be married to a person, to be kind of tied to a person without it going through our government. Yeah. That's my issue, because I feel like there should be a way for you to. No, I'm saying you don't have to, but I'm saying for like, I just don't like how we have to go through. There's only one way to do it. Because you have no other avenues.
Because even common law marriage, if you don't marry, if you with her for an amount of time, she still get a percentage if y'all separate.
So I have the perfect example of this. All right, we got wrapping up. We got Nipsey Hussle, right? And we got his longtime fiance, girlfriend, whatever, Lauren London, right? We all know he passed away untimely, for sure. But she has essentially, since they were not married, essentially she has no financial ties directly to him. Right. So whatever he gets, how do you say it, posthumously? She had no ties to that.
Yeah,
like none of that is coming to her.
Yeah, those are the kids.
Depending on how he had his will set up.
Right. It could be like his brother.
Exactly. Could be his mother, his brother, his grandmother. It could be the homies and the all money in, all that. It could have been all them, and nothing would go to her and her son. So there are certain aspects tied to marriage that definitely benefit. Both parties. I mean, because if she would have died untimely, like, I'm sure he still would have.
Still would be like, well,
for sure.
Like, what if she had like movies coming out? Whatever.
Exactly. What if she had millions on the line and now she's passed away?
And now
like,
he's like, well, she's gone
exactly.
now, like,
so what happens to you and yours? Like, so that's a good example.
That makes sense.
So anything you got wrapped up?
No, I just feel like when it comes to any situation, if you know the outcome, like I know if I drink and drive, the consequences of doing it. So I just think we should take our time and really like take your time to get married. Like it's not a rush. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're gonna be with somebody, you're gonna be with her.
Damn.
If you're gonna be with her, you're gonna be with her. Like you can go through cheating on it, where y'all cheating. You can go through. No, I'm serious though.
You see where his mind at.
No, I'm realistic with it. If you talking about somebody that's been together for 30, 40 years, man, I'm sure infidelity has come across or it's happened. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at your partner the same. I'm only saying like, if y'all meant to be together, y'all gonna work out. Y'all gonna work through whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's nothing.
Shout out Jada and Will.
All right, Mac. Mac, what you got?
I mean, like same thing Phelps said. If it's meant to be, it will be. And marriage isn't a rush, man. It's like anything you do in life, it can wait. It doesn't have to be done to make your life any better. I mean, but if you're with someone and you enjoy their company and you're ready to settle down, do that. But don't just rush into it because you feel like you need to be with them at this moment. Life changes in an instant. So that's it. Or UPCS.
I'm the same way. I feel like
I thought you were. Yeah, rude. So I feel like what we say, communication, sacrifice, and commitment, and then also remember there's no rush. Like if that's the person you want to be with, then that person is still gonna be the same a year from now. Like it's really no rush, and yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Shout out to Phelps. Shout out to Beanie.
It's a marathon, so stuff don't have to be done like ASAP. Like it's a continuous journey. Just remember that as you go through it. That's what love is.
Oh, man, yeah.
Love conquers all.
You got it.
Love conquers all.
Okay, next topic. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next topic. So the next topic we're gonna hit is can you come back from getting your ass beat in front of your significant other? So if you out with your lady and something go down, you gotta fight. You get your ass whooped. Do you go back home? Can you go back home and make demands? Can you go back home and be a man? Can you be the man of your household anymore? Is your lady gonna look at you crazy?
I'm not taking you back. I'm leaving you.
And that's crazy.
If you get your ass beat in front of me.
Wait, like what if he's winning the fight and do to him a nice knockout?
Or his friend come behind him with a bottle.
Yeah.
Because I gotta be the one to take him home. I gotta say, babe, get up. Let's go. Like,
He got hit in the head with a bottle.
Look, and that look, right that point,
She about that pussy ass nigga got hit with a bottle.
Look, and she like, Caitlin, get up. You gonna beg no more? Get up.
She probably gonna leave. She'll be like, let me get the keys from this nigga. Like,
Is there any scenario he can come back from it?
What if-
Like I said, if I get jumped,
if
like,
you get jumped, like, okay.
God,
you sound mad. Like, I'm thinking
You can take on 5 people?
5 niggas is only 5 of them.
I'm thinking it gotta literally be 3 or more niggas before she's like, okay, like you alright.
Are you jumping?
I literally gotta be
That's
like,
what I'm
what's
saying.
your
Do
role?
you jump in? Like,
What's your role?
jump in and
you
help
better
it?
swing.
You know, you smash a bottle over somebody.
You gotta pull a gun out of them niggas, no cap. You gotta pull a gun out.
I'm saying like you see
You can't
me.
help me because he's down on the ground.
You see me sitting there going around, and the dude come up about to swing a bottle. You see him coming. Are you gonna run up and like push him or stop him, or you gonna just let me get hit?
And they stomping them out of Tim's too.
You supposed to go over top on him. Ain't no dude, respectable dude don't hit a female. Just go over top. It's just over.
Respectable.
I said respectable. I said respectable. Say respectable. I be
Yeah,
like,
like-
I would hit a
Look,
female.
all I'm saying is, if she was getting jumped by like 5 chicks, I'm gonna jump in.
That's different. For
That
sure.
is not different.
What's the difference?
Are you jumping in swinging? Or are you jumping in like this? Like, hey.
Break it up. Break it
I don't know.
up.
I don't know, man.
If they some big bitches, I might swing.
Honestly, I'm being real with you.
If they like,
When it comes to fighting,
if I push her,
females
she
are
don't
worse.
move. What am I do?
Females are worse than dudes when it comes to fighting. They spitting, pulling
I'm
hair,
not- yeah,
shit,
yeah.
scratching,
No,
biting like they
I
go
always
crazy.
I always say, guys, we just do enough to knock you out. Girls do suffer permanent damage. Like trying to put a finger in your eye and take it out.
They going for the roof.
So you gotta patch the rest of your life.
like trying to stab you in the face. Like, no, man, you. I'll never forget in high school.
Take the heel off.
In high school, the girls fought, and the girls she splashed bleach in her face. I was trying to blind her or what, but she's like splashing bleach.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
I was
real
like, bro,
shit.
I was
where
like,
she
bro,
get the bleach?
I just feel like,
She spit it. She drunk some.
I feel like
you thought you gonna catch me slacking, huh?
I think y'all fighting is more deadly, but I feel like if I'm fighting some big dudes, I wouldn't expect you to jump in.
No.
Because if I see my girl get, imagine if you on the ground, right, and you look over and you go get knocked out, like shot jump in, got knocked out.
Who's gonna
What
drive
you
my
gonna
car?
do?
That's what you're supposed to look like. Get up. Get up.
What are you gonna do now?
Get up, Courtney. Yeah.
Brush
She
it
kicking
off.
on the
Brush
side
it
like
off.
you
It
sleep.
ain't funny no more, huh? It ain't funny when you in your ass.
You trying to handle your business last week. You trying to handle your business, right? And she comes to jump in and she get knocked out.
You said I'm laying on the ground getting stomped out.
I love it.
And I see my girl squared up.
Like this.
I think that brings y'all together closer.
Like this.
Yo,
You got yo, look, we're in the car. Like, look, I
closer
know
to
you
get your
mad.
ass whooped together,
You
man.
got your ass whooped too.
You got it too.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Just saying.
I'm
they
just
funny
saying,
shit.
like, I don't know. Like, you gotta look. Like I said, first you gotta understand whether your man is a fighter or not.
Yeah.
If you know he ain't about that action, don't put him in that situation. Because females will start some shit. They'll be sitting there like, oh shit, hell no. God, no, what is it? Like, they
I
gonna
feel
start
like that's
some shit
asking for too
sometimes.
much. Because when females are caught up in the moment, they in the moment. They like, I don't give a fuck if this nigga got hands or not. My man will beat your ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, don't put him in that situation if you know he can't fight.
Oh no, I'm not.
And if you know there's multiple niggas, if they sit there with a crew of niggas, don't sit there and be like, oh yeah, my nigga by himself.
And they
Like,
all
baby, let's go,
wearing
baby,
black
let's go.
Air Forces. So you know they about business.
Right. They all got Tim's on, the white beater with the New York hat.
I would never put my man in that situation.
So you
finish,
so what? So if it's like, I'm trying to think of a situation where you'll be like, okay, I understand why he stood up for me or why he's fighting. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I gotta fight for a stupid, like say I'm drunk, I gotta fight for a stupid reason, I'm like, I put it on myself. I wouldn't expect you to jump in, and if she's mad at me or whatever, I'm like, I expect that because I'm being stupid. But if it's for a good reason, I'm mad now. And you can't just be mad at me, I'm mad at you too. If it's like I'm protecting you, you owe me now. You owe me like the respect.
That's like, you gonna try to leave me, because you got my ass whooped.
If I'm protecting you, there's no way you can be mad if I'm protecting you and I get beat up. You gotta be like, it's all good. Like, you gotta comfort me at that point.
I think at that point you didn't protect me.
Yeah, protection. No. Protection is a part of being a man, though.
That's a part of it.
We going
No, it's 2019.
You go ahead and equality.
It's 2019.
Knock that nigga out.
Ain't no damn equality.
He's like, no, you got this one right there. Go ahead and for me.
I'm like, look, he was mad at you.
That's what I'm saying. Not me.
He ain't want no smoke with me.
I said let him have the parking spot.
We ain't that serious. There's another right
There's
beside
one
you.
right beside
We
me.
take a
Right?
handicap spot, baby.
You got a handicap stick.
Well, the handicap spot ain't that big of a deal. Shit.
Look, he cut you in line, not me.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
told him it was okay.
I say most of the time when it comes to men, we can handle it. Like you can walk up to him and be like, all right, you can communicate.
Yeah, I can't
You know
lie.
what I'm saying?
Men can't talk it out.
You can
Well,
handle
I'm just
it.
saying, like, what if
Yeah,
she done
yeah,
took it to that? She done took it to that point before it, like
Yeah.
before you even get there, or say you like she escalate the shit. She like throw a drink on a nigga or something. Now he pissed and want to fight.
Ooh, girls like to throw.
And now he
You
want to fight. Now he
honestly,
like.
you honestly gotta defend her at that point, because now it's like, fuck, like, if you
You
don't,
went too far.
you ain't getting no ass, and she gonna call you a bitch.
Or
ass nigga.
if she react crazy and he's walking to her like this, like what? It's not like you can't really like. I feel like you talk it out. She gonna be like, oh, you got bitch, like you talked it out.
It depends on the female too, because if she got hands like that, she probably go at it with that nigga, or she be like, my man right here, he'll knock your ass out, and then her man be looking like some scrawny ass nigga, you like, I'll knock his ass out. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just saying, if it's some diesel ass goon, don't start those.
It
Look,
depends
Like
on
Tom
your
Selleck,
responsibility.
exactly. So I'm saying, if that shit come up,
you gotta cut your losses with that
if
nigga.
he come up to me, talking about, yeah, what's up? I'll be like, look, let's go apologize.
You be like, apologize right now.
I'll be like, look, she is sorry. I ain't sorry, nigga. I'm like,
Shut up.
Like a
go down. I was like, look, I'm a fighter for you. Like, don't even worry, I'm a fighter.
But you can come back. You can come back from it, man.
I think you can come back. I don't feel like, look,
It depends on how bad it is. Like you end up like, no, if you was in like if your girl was there and she did, and the nigga did you like how the baby did Cam Cole hard, you probably can't come back from that shit. He had his pants down. He's like, put your pants up, nigga.
Like there was multiple niggas there whooping his ass.
I'm just saying, like,
It
let's
was
say
more than just the baby though. It was like 3 niggas.
you sure.
Yes, they came out and said that.
But what if it wasn't?
It was the
What if it
baby.
was
What if it was just the baby,
The
you
baby
versus the baby, and that nigga had you down like that,
And
your
the baby
pants
is
down?
5'6",
It's no way he held his phone while beating his ass while pulling out his pants.
and he has pants down.
I'm saying they came out and said there was like 3 niggas. There was the baby and 2 of his dudes with him,
It's impossible.
and they all whooped his
What
ass.
if it was like, I mean, the game did it. He was holding the phone and the game did it.
I'm just saying, I'm not look.
I'm
You
just
gotta
saying,
know when to.
it's
You
kind
gotta
of
know when
bad.
to fold
He is
them.
like 6'4".
Gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Listen to Thomas over there. Look.
That's with anybody, bro. You can't beat everybody ass.
You can.
You can't be.
I know. Look. I have full confidence in myself, but I know I ain't the best. I ain't the coldest nigga out.
But I
These
think
niggas whooping my ass.
that's conversations you have before you go out. Like you go into the club, you know some.
But I
niggas,
also know, like, you also gotta know your girl too. If
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
she.
Right, you
Hold
gotta
up.
know your partner.
Even the coldest nigga that ever lived, Mike Tyson, got his ass whooped. I'm just saying.
We gotta start biting
Everybody
ears.
lose.
What if she come out in a form-fitted dress,
Evans never got her
looking like a
Looking
snack
at
when you
her.
walking with her? You gotta know the energy that's gonna come when she come out with that.
But see, with that, I think
But I'm
that's
saying,
what
like,
you gotta
that
say.
ain't
I
you,
know my woman looks good.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna get mad at every cat call.
You
I
know.
personally don't get mad at cat
I
calls.
don't get mad at this shit.
Whatever.
But
But
then,
if it's like touching,
Yeah.
Like I
Then
said, you
that's
walk
when
by
I'm
trying to
like,
like grab her ass or something. No. Now we gotta
but
see.
if it's your girl trying to fight other females, you gotta know, like, all right, this is really pressing her buttons. You gotta know her enough to know, like, yo, I need to remove her from this situation.
about
but what if it's like,
My girl cannot fight. Baby, let's go.
Get your ass out of here.
what
If
if
that's
it's
the way
like,
it
what if
goes.
it's like me? Like I like women that's taller than me. I like the 6 foot.
The stallions.
What if it's like that? I can't pull her out of there. I gotta jump in. I got no choice.
You gonna be looking like her son. You really gonna look like her son. You gonna be like, hey, babe, stop. And like her head all over your shit.
I cuss my own girl.
It's a fight going on in the
Look, I'm
club.
gonna get security. I'm gonna get security like that.
The tall one, the real tall one.
No, please, help her, please.
My girl
Like,
cannot
sir,
fight.
like, sir, you're about to fight. I don't know what's going on.
She just had ankle surgery, please.
After she gets drunk out of the club, like, babe, what happened? I was in the bathroom. Where you going?
You know what? Let's go home, babe. Let's go
I don't
home.
know who the fuck told security they come and pull me. I don't know neither, baby. I don't know.
You gotta hype her up because I know you about to beat their ass.
I ain't want you to go down that road because
It's like, baby, you know when the cops come, you know you got warrants.
right.
But look, I feel like you can't come back. It's tough, but I feel like you can't come back. At that point, you just gotta go out and just fight the first nigga you see, redeem yourself, just make a better choice this time.
But also, if you beat ass in front of your girl, it make you, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Pussy
yeah,
quicker.
yeah.
If you beat up somebody else, she ready to fuck you in the car. That's a fact.
On the drive home, you like,
Yo.
babe, I told you I'll be playing right.
I know, right?
You're gonna be like, look, all the niggas know about me on the street.
She be like, you right.
You did fuck him up.
You see back, look. You drive with 150,
That'll give you the confidence of life.
Yeah, it's over now. You done.
It's 20 years later.
The thing is, you ain't gotta fight another nigga for the rest of your life.
Look, you ain't
You
got
good? Got one fight, you
You
good?
got one and you good, cause she gonna be like, shit, I know my nigga got it. So every other fight, you just get out of it real quick, and she like, yeah, I knew you fucking my baby. That's the last time.
Then you hear on the phone, yeah, he beat this nigga.
She talking to her girl.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look, you ain't gotta fight nobody somebody real, just get one of her friends. She make me fake a fight.
You gotta fake a fight.
You only gotta make it real.
Hey,
But when I say
I'm about to go to Texas real quick.
You gotta pull a movie fight. You gotta Jacob and boys there for a fight. And you come out.
Meet me in Walmart.
I'm doing some crazy shit like kick the shit out of him.
It's like you in the bathroom slamming the stall doors.
So that fight where she can't follow. She just show up when it's over.
She has to say, ooh,
take the picture.
Baby, stop.
You can't hear him.
She gotta pull you up.
Baby, don't stop. Keep bleeding.
When you come out the bathroom and I told you, don't mess with me again.
You don't want to see what you look like.
Like this.
I was like, that nigga was trying me since senior year.
Yeah, time that you do this.
Real.
No, you pull a napkin out the pocket. Clean yourself up.
Like,
Then you walk away and shit. Oh my God.
Tell you, man, it's real, man.
Don't let me catch you on the side of the block.
But if I see my girl get beat up, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that.
You gotta come home and console her because you know she's gonna be crying.
But you gonna go home with an attitude too, cause you like all that
Told
shit.
your ass.
And she
Raggedy,
really
it's
called me a
raggedy.
bitch ass nigga for not washing the dishes. No doubt.
No, you're
doubt.
gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be like, she'll be like, hey, can you go blah blah blah? But girl, let me call Brittany again. Come whoop your ass.
Brittany knocked your ass out last week. You take the trash out.
I'm saying that's not gonna be the most humble week you ever seen your girl. The most humble you ever seen your
She
girl.
be like, you want me to get you anything? You want me to suck your dick?
Like, hey, you know,
Especially if she got something that proves she got big like a black eye or a swollen lip.
right.
Man, she gonna be humble forever.
She's gonna be like, baby, I made the chicken you like.
I'm glad you
It's
did.
dry.
I'm glad you did, because I was about to text Brittany to come over here and throw them hands on your ass.
The thing is, you gotta drag it, man, because you don't get too many. Guys don't get too many wins over the girls. You gotta take them when you can.
Man, your girl get her ass whooped, especially like if you at work or something, she was like, yeah, babe, it was a fight today, but it was a tie. And then you get the news from everybody else, like, nah, man. She got knocked the fuck out.
You check your snap, you got a bunch of videos.
Ooh, the snap. Bro, if it's on
It's
Big
2019, it's gonna be a world star.
Everybody got their phone up.
What about you? You don't care? Like you consoling your mans or?
She leaving them too.
No, I feel like if anything, I would try to help him and he should try to
Okay,
help me.
here's a
Whether
step.
that's
Y'all are dating.
confusing,
Y'all are just dating.
still.
For like
same.
30
Y'all just okay.
Same.
Y'all just talking.
Sure. Now talking, no.
You gonna stop? You gonna stop talking to him? You gonna leave
Because
him?
when we talking, we don't talk. Like in an instant, we don't talk. I don't know you.
So right after you lose, you done. You
Not
lose.
even
You
right
like.
after
what
you
if-
lose,
what if that's
but
your
like,
ride home?
exactly.
Yeah, honestly, all depends.
Uber.
We got.
Uber.
So the nigga, he gotta get his ass whooped and drive home.
Where she at? You take the phone like, yeah, I took an Uber.
Not even.
No, you gonna text that. You gonna text a number and it's not gonna go through.
Exactly.
You over there on the ground, you like,
Look, bro, like, I lost my girl and I lost the fight.
They done stole his watch and everything. They beat him up, knocked him out, and stole his
You
watch.
walking home. They done took it easy. You gone. You ain't got to walk
You got your
home
phone
alone.
on you, your phone gone.
So if it's your boyfriend, you taking him home and you like clean him up like, I got you. You put a little rag in the corner of the mouth.
the only time that shit works is if you a boxer. That's the only time that shit works. If you losing a boxing match,
This ain't Creed, nigga.
if you a losing a boxing match, she'll take you back. But if it's street fight, she like.
What I'm saying, if you a boxer, then you should be alright in the street fight.
So like,
But when
you
you a
lose the
kickboxer,
boxing,
whatever you fight, you gotta use his feet.
Kickboxing.
I'm
What I'm saying, if you
got
got you seen that shit with karate and them niggas kick you in the face.
If you lose to a nigga who kicked you,
that is
That's
a
what I'm saying. Like,
So
okay, let me ask you a question. So what if you do? What if I lose to a dude that's trained?
like he's a fight. Like,
Trained
he
fighter.
That's
like you look at him, he got the cauliflower ear, so you know he's a UFC fighter.
You shouldn't have tried it.
You break both your arms.
He's in the cauliflower.
it sounds good. She was like, I lost, but it was to a trained UFC fighter.
It's like you lost.
Ain't nobody gonna tell that story. They gonna be like, you got your ass knocked
What
out.
I'm saying, but then the shit come out on Twitter and they like, fighter blah 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 beats up random
Oh
dude.
damn!
Nah,
And
they
I'm
be
just
like,
sitting there like,
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
that random dude.
When you see
I'm not random.
when you see boxers in person, they don't look as big as on TV. Like if you saw Terrence Crawford, you might be like,
no, Terrence Crawford, small as hell.
You be like, man, I can
I
take him.
seen
yeah, to that knuckle at your forehead. Then you like, oh shit, it's too
Look,
late.
look, he's like, and he fast. Now you trying to grab him, but he keep hitting you.
Yeah.
He keep dodging like
He done stepped back on you and
the
shoot a 5
same way Floyd small as shit.
Yeah, he's small.
But he will whoop all
Yeah,
our ass.
yeah,
He
I'm
will
gonna
whoop
say-
everybody in here
He's
ass.
140 pounds, bro. That's like you be like, that's Rivera. Like I can take him. Like,
Like I'm saying, like he's smaller than everybody in this room.
You
He
can
will
take him
whoop
until the
all our
combos
ass.
start coming at you.
You walk up to him like, yo, what's up, nigga?
Yes.
He hit you like 5 times, you don't even know.
You try to change the subject, and then you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good, you good.
Yo, I bleeding and shit.
Is he jumping me? Is he jumping me?
He'll be like, yo, shit.
He had all his friends there. Nobody jumped in.
Who just hit you? He just hit you. He's like, yes, he just hit you 5 times.
What makes it so funny is like, I just think about shit. So it's like, what if you get your ass beat and like you have a moment where like you're good and you just make eye contact with your girl?
No, laugh like that.
No, this right before I'm not gonna punch you like this.
And then you slow down and you like,
You look over at it.
and she look at you like, and when you look back, the fist is on his head. You like, oh shit.
Cause if it's her, she gonna be looking at you just like this. she gonna be sitting there just like this.
She gonna be like, delete my number, nigga.
Before the body drops, she already in the Uber.
Yeah, you having a fight on the side of the street. You look over, she rolled the window up, the window like halfway.
You on the ground like this, you shaking the shit, she like,
Like you laid out, right? And you look to the left, and she gets it.
You see the door closed, and you're like, and then like you see, then you turn back in the fist.
the first thing she wake up to is delete my number.
Oh my god.
I just feel like if I'm fighting for you, all of that gotta go out the window
Right,
now.
right.
Like, nigga, I don't care if you Floyd Mayweather. My nigga gonna whoop your ass.
All that gotta go out
If
the
he
window.
fought for you though, if he was fighting for you, I
Yeah.
think that's different.
In your honor.
In your honor, yeah.
There you go, that's the
different.
word.
No. If he fight for you in your honor and win, then it's perfect. But if he fight for you in your
You know what
honor
I'm saying?
and
You
lose,
say all this now, but if it happened in person,
like
in
we're
real
in
life,
second place,
you
you
gonna
like,
be like, no.
If I win, I need a threesome, whatever I want.
No, bye.
If I win, I gotta get the
I won.
cheeks. I want the cheeks right then and there.
Facts. Right in front of everybody.
Bye.
Establishing dominance.
Uber?
In the Uber.
In the
damn.
So you think it's okay
In
if
the
you
autopilot
lose?
Tesla.
If you lose, you think it's okay for him to be like, all right, I'm forgetting about that.
They get benefit, women get
What?
benefit of the doubt.
I feel like he shouldn't lose though because he should be there to break it up. Like whether it's breaking up.
Oh,
So why
you
can't
getting
she
beat
break it
up.
up?
So now we gotta break
Yeah,
up the
so
fight.
I
We gotta win the fight, break up the fight.
We getting
Yeah.
scratched.
Yeah.
And she's the one bleach on us now.
Right.
Now I got light skin on me and I'm dirty.
Why can't y'all break up the fight that we having? Y'all gotta make a let us fight.
Strong as
Look at
shit.
try.
I think Phelps is a good point.
Like,
You jump in the middle. It's like a 30% chance he's gonna swing still.
Yeah, it's a lot
You
of
just gotta make a
people
scene.
don't
Make a
care.
scene.
Yeah.
Get your rape whistle.
Yo, the best thing you do is pick something up and swing it.
This is
That's a
crazy.
No, I saw a final road show where the girl jumped in, but to make it worse, she's like, please stop,
That's what I'm
please.
saying.
I don't want that. Don't yell
Man,
nothing.
look, you want to get stomped out or you want to be shaded? Look, shade me.
Because if
I just got my
You wanna
teeth.
be
you deal with a nigga who really don't give a fuck, he'll knock her ass out and then go to you.
Right.
And you got some new teeth in. You just got some new teeth.
Oh my.
It wouldn't be.
Look, I'm just saying, if you gonna help me, be chill about it. Like
Man, you do crazy.
don't make it like I'm dying. Like don't hold it back in my head and like yo, help, like please. Don't do all that. Just
What if you
chill.
realize like you really knocked the fuck out though?
Right.
You making you over there dying and shit?
Like,
Like,
you really knocked the fuck out, bleeding and shit, and you like,
Yeah, I was good though.
Like, yo, if I'm trying to help you, don't you dare have pride. Don't you? Yo, I'm good. Then I'll be like,
Right.
That's
No, I'm not. But
See,
I'm
that's
fighting.
serious.
Look, the fight gotta
That
stop. I'm
plays
not
into
gonna
what
say
we
help
said
me.
earlier.
I'm gonna just be like, yeah, alright, yeah, because if you was, ooh, I wasn't drunk right now. You
You gotta keep
I
going.
feel
You
like
gotta
they
keep trying to
jumped
fight him.
me.
You say like,
They
keep
jumped
trying to
me.
push around him.
Just keep back up. Just keep trying to get to him. But really trying to get to the car. Get the fuck out of
He
there.
said, what? You run towards him, and then you pull a get out and.
You fake him out, leave the car right there, you jump in the windows and shit.
He said, baby, go start the car.
get in or get left.
No, when she's over you, you whisper it like this.
Hell yeah. Look, before the fight, look, go tell her that. You say, look, I'm going to throw a punch and run.
I'm nipping out on these niggas.
Hell yeah, man.
Leave the
Look,
car door open.
but look,
Look,
so.
would that work? Would you be mad at that?
No, she got an attitude on the rock.
Yo,
She really ran from that
You really
nigga.
ran? Hell yeah.
Yo, she really
ran
want
from
she
that
really
nigga.
want me to get into a
I'd
fight.
rather you just take the ass whooping. Don't fucking
But
run.
then you ain't gonna talk to me after the ass whooping.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking you back regardless. So
What
just-
the fuck?
It's a lose.
You can't do nothing.
Thomas,
It's free losses.
Thomas, just from now on, bro, carry a gun on you at all times.
Yeah, we
might
can
as well
make
get
it
it.
Carry a gun on you, because these niggas is
Bro, get
crazy.
the concealed carry. We just gonna be good that way.
Don't you give me no bullets in there. You just flash like, oh, really? You want this? Like,
Alright, what's up, nigga?
You You might as well leave the ring at the crime scene. You know what?
Right. I'm gonna
You not got some. You not got some on your chest.
I'm gonna be like,
When he fall, it's fuck it. It's over.
I'm just throw it at him. I
He
don't
get
fall.
knocked out. She need the ring on his chest.
I know. She put the ring on his chest.
She like this.
Give me back.
And then she leave with the other nigga.
I know.
She was
Take
like,
out the grandma pearls.
So you got some big old hands.
So the rule is, before the let your man just talk his trash, but always jump in before the fight starts.
Don't let him fight.
Because it's a lose for us.
Unless you know he got certified hands. Don't give. Don't
Just always jump in before it starts. Let him talk crazy, right? Let him get crazy. Wait till he take his first step towards him, and then jump in.
Yep.
And it's all good.
Yep.
You didn't get in the car like, baby, you know I would have fucked him up.
Because it seems like men can't win. But a man,
We can't.
a man,
We gotta take her back.
We pick her like this.
We gotta
Sorry.
console
We
her.
pick her like this and carry her back like he just got married. You gotta pick her up.
They gonna kick the shit out of her, stomped on her and shit, and we gotta wipe the little
Spit on
footprint off her face.
Girls is different.
You know girls gonna spit, so she got spit on her face.
Girls are different. When girls lose a fight, they cry right there. They don't care. Like men got the pride to hold it in until later. Girls will cry. He said, "What?"
She be like, you know, down the leg like this.
They
She
say,
be like, this why I don't go out.
Yeah. You ain't never going back to that club. Hell no.
That girl took a shoe
So
off
she
and used it in the
she
hand.
flipping on you. I told you I wasn't watching that. What?
This is your fault.
I saw it in the movies.
But you had to go to the fucking club.
He made you.
You was at the club, right?
Alright. So anybody got any last things on the topic before we hit the next one?
Like I said, the main thing is always break it up before the fight even starts.
Don't
Rules
fight.
of engagement.
You ain't gotta worry about losing your girl from losing the fight if you don't fight.
If the girl's not there, you can fight.
Well, at least fight a nigga you know you can beat.
At least be honest with yourself. If you ain't got them
Pick your
hands.
battles. If you ain't got hands, you know you don't got hands.
Sometimes, look, talking it out is okay.
It's
Is
okay.
talking it out okay?
Yes.
No, she said no.
Yeah, talking it out like, you gotta talk it out, okay.
See, look, whenever you got a W, talking it out is okay.
She just said if we go up to if it's like already at that point, then y'all like, yo, no, all right, y'all explain it, whatever. She gonna be mad still.
I think I'd be okay if like let's say Kaylin like got into this altercation with a guy, right? And then y'all jump in, y'all get your ass beat too.
What the
So
fuck?
you say, hold up.
It's the nigga Jet. He's on my ass.
So you gotta be multiple bodies laid out. For you to be okay.
Five niggas laid out in the club. One nigga.
Look, we must be fighting Mike Tyson. If we all get our ass whooped, we fight Mike Tyson.
No bullshit. I'm shooting.
Okay.
That's
So
a podcast topic right
so
there.
if it's squad versus squad,
Yeah, and y'all lose.
if we all lose,
Alright.
then you okay?
Alright.
Then
So
you like,
what if it's me last and I see all three of y'all not run? I'm like, hell no.
Keep that
I ain't fighting that nigga.
look, all I'm saying is if we get into a squad fight, everybody better hold their own. Because you gotta beat your dude first fast so you gonna help the other one.
You hear
Because Phelps gonna be on the big dude, so we gotta go help Phelps.
I see fucking be the
I'm
foul.
like, yo, help me nigga, bro.
I'm gonna like, Phelps, I'm coming!
Hurry up, man. This nigga hit hard.
Like this.
I was like, hurry up, bitch. I got 3 left.
You see Phelps like this.
I know,
And you see blood. You see blood come out.
Yo, you see the arms go left.
What he doing?
Blood. He caught blood.
Look, but if he can work like that, I don't want no issues
we
with
don't want
it.
that nigga,
No
man.
bullshit. I'm thinking of a stool at that point. You
Look,
gotta kill that
I'm
nigga.
saying something. We can't, because if we all individually go try to help one at a time, we gonna all get our ass.
Nigga, get a weapon, nigga. At all
I
costs.
don't give a
Grab a chair. Play
Bro,
some stools and
Like, we can all beat our dudes, but we gotta beat them all fast so we can all go help.
You gotta work fast.
Then we gotta run out of the club too before we get arrested.
That's a lot to do. That's
And
why
there's always that one person that's limpy.
Hurry up, nigga. Let's go.
they got
Like,
me
hold
woman.
where Wolfe at? Oh shit, we got 2 back in this nigga. Look.
We're fighting on ankle, man. What already?
They stomping the shit out of Wolfe.
They like your friends got out of here quick.
Wolfe will be pissed.
We told you to run.
Who would not fuck with us no more?
The problem is, if
I
we all,
got everybody glass in my head.
the problem is we all decide to run. Wolf is the type that's gonna try to fight still.
Bro, that's a fact.
Like, Wolf, we gotta go down. Let's go. Wolf, like, nah, we not done yet.
Or now where
He's
you
like, what's
so
on?
you don't realize everybody's running, so you still fighting until you like, oh damn, and everybody coming over to you.
I said, the rest of the squad show up. You're like, shit.
It's over, man. It's over, man.
All right, so let's go on to the next topic. All right, so next topic.
That shit funny as hell.
We're gonna get into all right, next topic. We're we're gonna get into why is it wrong? Where did the double standard start?
Ooh.
What's the problem with a black man dating outside his race?
Can I start first?
Because when a black woman do it, she's applauded. You get that bad queen.
Don't deal with Terrell bullshit.
Go get Daniel. Don't deal with Devontae.
That nigga got bad credit.
So why is it praised when a black woman does it? Y'all praise each other, but when a black man does it, goes and gets him a white girl or something, y'all looking at us crazy. Where's the double standard at? Who wanna go? Who wanna start?
I feel like y'all should start within yourselves because y'all created the double standard. So I feel like
We created it?
Yes.
Okay, go. I want you to go first and explain why we created it.
I just feel like you guys looking out on the outside, looking in, are thinking that black women or women of minority praise each other for dating outside their race. I really don't think that's the case. I actually feel like a lot of minority women are very uncomfortable with the idea. A lot of women might look at it as like, okay, all right, you're gonna try something exotic, because to us that's exotic. That's something outside of our norm, outside of our regular. But for y'all, I feel like y'all kind of put yourselves in competition with white men or men of the majority, right? And so if your women, who we think traditionally should belong to you, are going to the competitor, then I feel like y'all might feel some type of way. But I feel like us as women are not necessarily being like, oh yes, girl, you got your own white man.
I say that because I've seen it on I saw it on Twitter not too long ago.
What you
Where a girl was she was like took a picture with her dude, with her white man or whatever.
Yeah.
And then somebody had retweeted it and they were like, oh yeah, good job sis, whatever, like
You can't take one person's perspective.
I've seen it more than once. But I was saying that was the most recent thing I've seen.
I think it's just we just applaud women if they're happy,
Right.
But why can't y'all applaud us for being happy with
Here's the thing though.
If she call you sis, she is your enemy.
First off, that's a given. That's a given.
If she calls you sis,
we all know about
enemy.
sis.
She does not have your best interest at heart.
We all know about
That's very
sis.
true.
But here's the thing though, statistically speaking, the black woman is I would say the least supported, the least person of all spectrums who is put on a pedestal or who is allowed to flourish as such. So if you see the underdog coming from the bottom, flourishing with somebody else, even though it may be your competitor, you may be more prone to applaud that. That's just that. That might have went over a lot of y'all heads.
What you think, Phelps?
Y'all looking
Phelps, you looking?
Well, as a man who dates a white queen.
Where?
Let me chill.
What's her name?
Let me chill. I'm joking.
Which one?
Crazy.
I'm joking.
What you got?
It's a joke, Phelps.
What you got, Phelps?
Might have went over your head.
I mean, I look at it from a couple of perspectives. Alright, honestly, I feel like if we being honest, we only trip as far as men, as far as alright, this me. If I don't have a problem with no interracial dating unless the woman is black and the man is white. I got a problem with that one. I don't like that one.
What's your issue?
Explain it. Why?
That's interracial dating.
It could be interracial if the dude was Chinese and the girl was black. Or white. Chinese and white is still interracial. But why specifically the black female and the white male?
Man, I just feel like most of the time when you go through shit in life, you gotta be able to understand where you're coming from as far as day-to-day living. And the only person that can really know what it's like in this world is a black man and a black woman. I feel like we racially belong together but we are in the melting pot now because we all live here, we all from different places. But when you really think about it, if we was all separate, we'll go to what race.
So
you know what I'm saying?
They don't understand the struggle
of
being a black man.
Right. So I feel like in most cases, we only trip if she's attractive or he's attractive. Well, when it comes to certain races,
So you're saying if
If
a black woman is ugly, and she dates a white dude, you wouldn't care.
Wow.
But
I think that's really honest.
But if she bad and she dating a white dude, you gonna be
It's the
pissed.
same. It'd be the same. It'd be reversed if it was the same. If it was a black find like a black man that was out here getting it with a white girl. Yeah, like, well, we ain't good enough. Like, I feel like it ain't.
But
Like,
see, so that's different because I feel like the black woman is the person out of the entire universe who can understand what it's like to be a black male,
Yes.
especially in America.
I'm agreeing with you.
So then you can understand why us as minority females, or more specifically black females, look at the black man like, why must y'all have the foreign or the white chick?
I'm agreeing.
No,
You know what I'm
I think
Like,
really.
that chick will never be able to understand what you will go through in your life as a black man,
Right.
especially in America.
And then when you date, when black men date white women,
Yes.
you guys give white women like the okay to talk about racism. But,
Yes.
Like, I know what the black woman.
But they have no idea.
I think I know what the issue is here, right? All right, so date who you love, regardless of race. But I will admit this: when black men get with another race, they do have the tendency to just be like, "Oh, she's so much better than black women," because
Yes.
it's okay to hype your girl up. Hype your girl up. If she's great, she's great. But you don't have to bring down someone else
Exactly.
to empower your woman. Like,
Yes.
oh, I'm with Jessica, white girl. I don't know, not you.
I'm black.
So I'm with Jessica, the white girl, because this girl Shanice don't want to act right. She got an attitude. Everything is a problem.
Right.
Yeah, she got a. I'm just saying Shanice. So they know what I'm talking about. So Jessica versus Shanice, or Jessica
And
versus
use Laquisha. That's like serious.
Natalia. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
So-
how you get over it.
But I mean, see, look, but that's all in like. I feel like that's a personal some shit that you can't control. Like if you walk in and you with your girl and she just so happen to be white, or you with your guy that happen to be white. I mean, and for me to feel some type of way, that's just me. That's my views on how I look at the world, or how I want my shit to work, or how you view it, like black people as a whole, anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's like, but that kind of goes. That goes with the question though, because it's like how we view each other
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Because like you say, it's, if you love that person and y'all are good, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But it matters because we look at it and we think in our heads, oh, he with her because of this, or he's with her because of that. She ain't gonna understand what
Right.
he's talking about. He ain't gonna understand. She ain't gonna understand what he's going through.
Mhm.
So it's just like it is our perception of like what we feel like is going on with them.
But yeah, speaking personally, I don't see myself with nothing other than a black female or black woman. Like it would. I'm not even attracted to white girls anyway. Like I only see myself specifically with a black girl. But I feel when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to understanding our culture, it only takes people from where you're from to understand certain things you go through. And a lot of things when it come to, like when I joined the military, my grandma said, that's the first thing she said. She said, look, bring a girl home, but she better not be white. That's what she told me, straight up. And I was like, damn, all right, I guess I can't bring a white girl home. So it's like I was raised into this.
Yeah.
I was raised around majority, like black females. Like it ain't too many interracial, like it ain't too many foreign babies in my family. We all black. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more of a like how you raise, how you view, like your views on certain shit. Anyway, because it's always gonna be a conversation if anybody walk in a black family with somebody white. Like that's who you dating, and then come here, come in the kitchen.
Well, because it's like
Come in the kitchen.
I understand where you're coming from. Because the same thing, like my family never told me not to come home with one like that, but it was strongly implied.
Come on, man.
They never came out and said it.
My
But
grandma,
it's just
my
like.
grandma, the head of the family, told me that.
So I mean, so I understand where you're coming from, because it's just like because like the thing, my grandma was like her whole thing is she grew up in Alabama, like in the deep south, and she grew up around the KKK, around the Klan, all that type of shit. She didn't have to run and hide from all this type of shit. She didn't have to be, she went through all the like racism, all the Jim Crow type shit. So being through all that, it's kind of like changed her view on white people. So it's just like when she sees a white person, or you dating a white woman.
That's
Back
the enemy.
in that day,
In
yeah.
her mind, that's the enemy.
Yeah,
Like,
back in that day, that's unheard of. You don't do that.
yeah.
Like you gonna get all of us
Yeah,
fucked up.
trouble.
Yeah, we all gonna get fucked up. Somebody gonna come get our ass from you doing this. So it's like that, having that mindset and growing up through that. It's kind of like all our grandparents and our like parents and stuff, since they done been through more of that period of it. Like it still goes on today, but they dealt with it at a higher level.
Right.
So dealing with that kind of makes them kind of look at it like, yo, you don't do that.
I kind of feel like our generation, speaking between like what, the 20s and the 30s, because some of us are older, about 40. I feel like we're kind of conflicted. We're kind of conflicted social media, which we see like everybody's praising the mixed kids, the mixed babies, the curly hair, bright eye. It becomes a fetish, but like I can see how people are conflicted because you're like, no, you know, we need somebody who's gonna understand our presence and our I guess our way of life in this country. But then we also have the image that's played over and over and over again about having the foreigners and about having the mixed babies and all that. So I can totally understand how people in our age bracket can be so confused. Like, I get it, but it's just, I really think it just comes down to like knowing the history, like knowing what has played out time and time again, like hundreds and hundreds of years. Even before slavery, there was still racist type stuff going on, like, because there was still always the darker skin tone, and there was always a lighter skin tone, and there was always the people who thought that they were more superior than the others. So I can totally see like how it plays out, but you just gotta know your history.
I definitely see that.
Let's say like back in the day in the 80s and 90s when we used to praise a black female for wearing their afros and being natural and embracing their bodies and where they come from, and then as we went along, we just started getting more than the makeup.
Europeanized.
You made way more, like you go weaves, and now it's coming back. Now that natural hair is coming back, where girls feel confident to like go low with your hair, wear your natural hair, don't put all the product in.
Right.
You know, so I think it's just the standards of beauty, and we as black men, or just period as men, we should appreciate the natural female, praise those that look normal. I want to say normal, but not these celebrities who we idolize. So I feel like the social media has curved the whole view on what looks good, and we've painted this image, and now every girl, like, if I don't look like this, if I don't got a flat stomach, if my ass ain't fat, then I don't look good, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's just more of like your self-esteem, and like us as men, or who you dating, or who you talking to, help big that female up, to understand that, yo, I'm not looking at you like them, I'm looking at you because I want to be with you, and like, you got some stretch marks, cool, like, you know
That's
what I mean?
normal.
That's
like,
normal, like,
stretch marks, weight, like these are
normal
all
shit.
normal things that happen to women and men. But I think social media has kind of like stigmatized that, where they've kind of made these natural things seem abnormal and made these abnormal things seem supernatural. So like a flat stomach and a fat ass, that's like normal. But that's not how women like naturally come. Like either you gonna come with like a fat ass and no titties, or titties and a fat ass. Like you just gotta take it as a come. Like it's not gonna come as both. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think, and so another thing is like, sorry, I don't mean to take this part over, but I'm super passionate about it. I just feel like hip hop culture, we are the most influential genre in music, right? And majority of the male population in hip hop culture is the black man. So obviously they're influential. So if the black man is kind of putting the natural black woman, or whatever kind of woman, the natural woman on a pedestal, naturally everyone else who is a fan of black culture is going to kind of gravitate towards that. And them gravitating towards that is naturally going to change their mentality. They're going to say, yo, it's okay to have stretch marks. It's okay to have a little jelly roll here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to have a fat ass and no titties, or a ton of titties and no ass. Like, that's completely normal, because everything around me, including my music and my media and my social media, is they're saying that's okay. So I know it's okay to be me. And then that would make you as a woman think like, yo, I'm beautiful, because everything else around me and everything that I'm seeing reflects that.
But I also feel like
What you
we don't know how to separate. Like me, I think because we're so sensitive to our differences, we don't want to like acknowledge it. Like for me, I'm gonna say, okay, a black woman, I'm expecting a certain body, I'm expecting the lips, I'm expecting the hair, and that's beautiful to me. But also, if I see a white woman, I'm expecting certain things, and that's still beautiful to me. I'm a man, I'm attracted to a woman. So I think that we see is like men sometimes try to build that perfect woman, and then you'll see a white woman and you automatically attach it to something to make you help you build like that woman in your head. Or it could even be like, I've heard some people say, I want to date, I'm dating, I want a mixed baby, that's the thing. But I think that it all comes down to us not saying, okay, I feel like this is beautiful to me, and that's okay. That's beautiful to me, that's okay. like one person and just this is what beautiful is. But if we would just acknowledge that every race has their own beauty, everybody has their own features, that could be okay. But because we don't do that, we find ourselves conflicted sometimes. We like we want that woman, but black women don't got that long hair like I like, or she never has like the beautiful eyes.
Where did this mentality of beautiful eyes and long hair come from?
I think no, I'm not saying it doesn't come from anywhere. I'm saying that
I think it's different if there's like.
I think it's us not acknowledging what beautiful is.
I think it's that, but I think it also comes from one group of people saying or talking down upon another group of people.
But
one group of people saying like this is negative, this is bad, you'll never be anything.
I'm saying like how he said when he said back then, we embraced that. We embraced our women. That was when we had to go around saying this is beautiful. When we were teaching that, and we kind of fell from that. And so now, because there's no way you can look at like just look at back then and you see how much they embraced their skin and their hair and they loved it. And we saw that fade away. I can't really put the blame on me and everything. I more so put it on like the lack of men in our households, and we're not really teaching that anymore. Like I know for me, I don't know about a lot of people, like the average black person, but for me, my mom and my dad, they're putting up. I always had a black Jesus in my house. I always had the African stuff in my house. I had African paintings with warriors on it and stuff. I've had that in my house. So I had to embrace that and say, this is beautiful to me. So when I go out in the world, then people telling me what beautiful is, or what kind of good girl is a good girl, I'm like, that doesn't make no sense to me. So it always was something inside of me to say, this is beautiful to me. And I think that we don't really do that in our households. When we leave that to the school system, and we go to school.
I feel like once you grow up around, because if you sit there like around nothing but, like say, if you live in a area that's populated with mostly white people or whatever, and that was all the girls you have, you start seeing that you seeing that, and you're sitting there like, oh, well, you know what, I do think she look good or whatever. And you talk to her or whatever, then you just kind of start following that trend.
My mom was really big on like, my mom and dad, they would always, like they would know celebrities and they would like talk about celebrities like, that person's beautiful, this person's beautiful. But when they would show me a black woman or a black man, they made them like, that's you. You can't change that. That's who you are. But they also acknowledge that that white woman is beautiful too. My mom is a big fan of, what's that dude's name, that first James Bond, old dude. I forget his name. But he's an old white dude. She always said like, he looks good, he's handsome. But we acknowledge the beauty between the different, but she let us know that that's beautiful too. This is not the only look that you can have or you can be attracted to. That's beautiful too. So when I go out and someone's putting one over the other, I'm more like, I don't see that. I just see a beautiful woman, but I prefer a black woman because, I don't know, that's what I'm attracted to. That's what I like.
Because psychologically, we all are attracted, speaking from a psychological standpoint, we all are attracted to people who resemble us.
Yeah.
Like ourselves. Whether that's physically, spiritually, mentally, whatever. So if that's the one, I don't want to say that's the only level, but if that's one of the levels that you connect to a person on, is physically, you're going to attract to that person more because they look like you. Whether that means skin tone, like literally, physically, facially, that's what it is. Like, that's not saying that everything else is bad. It's just saying like.
But I will say, my mom was really strict on playing both roles.
Yeah.
So she was kind of the father too. So even though my dad wasn't there, I still had that person who would tell me about women and the type of women that I should want. So my thing is that a lot of moms, from what I'm seeing from my friends, they kind of don't really care. They're kind of like, from what I've seen from my friends, their moms treat them like they're grown men from a young age, and they just make decisions and do whatever they want to do. And if they feel like she's bad because that's what everybody else is saying, that's what they're going to embrace. Because when you're growing up, if you don't have a parent or a role model, your friends become your parents and your role models.
For sure.
And whatever they're exposed to becomes your role models and your parents. So if I'm watching TV all day and say because I'm not going to lie, BET, when I was younger, used to be black. When I'm watching BET today, it's different. So if I'm watching TV and the main thing that's on is the Kardashian show, that's me now. That's part of me. Now
That's what you think is beautiful.
Yeah, so
Because that's all you see. Like,
so I'm looking at things, and I can say, like, I always remind Vick, like, bro, if you don't see that much color on TV, even you feel like, he always say, but the Cosby Show that. I'm like, all right, but what about now? You can't even name shows now. And we don't even support our shows now. So we don't even say, watch, this will be watching. When you come in the house, we ain't watching Blackish. That's not on TV. They watching Game of Thrones. So they watching Game of Thrones. So I'm saying, like, when you looking at stuff and coming up, you can't really blame. You can't put all the blame on the other races when you're not doing your part too.
Facts.
However,
However,
we're letting TV raise our
right, but if you're so far at a disadvantage, there's only so much you could do. Just like we saw with, what was the award show that we saw recently, or maybe last year, where they like didn't accept any minority. Or was it Golden Globe or the Oscars? Yeah, didn't accept any minorities or any females. Like, yo, that's clearly stated.
But that's
we
my
can
point,
only do so much. Like,
that's my point. Now we're seeing the same activist mentality that we had back then, where people are saying, "Hey, look at this," and they're putting it out because we can see Black Panther come out, and everybody go crazy, and if they don't win nothing, we gonna say something now.
For sure.
And in your household, your parents are gonna say, "Oh, we gonna watch this." It's a black actor, director, whatever. We gonna watch it, and so that's why I think it's important when you see people complain, as they say, about not getting recognition. It's important so that it can bring awareness, and then we can say, okay, well, we do need to do it. Because I noticed that too. There's not that many black shows that we really talk about. There's not that many.
Not even that we really talk about, but that's on the air.
So when the
or
parents
that
are at work,
it's not that many.
So when the parents are at work, what their kids watching? What are they
watching Game of Thrones?
What's in your mind? When you're going out there, what's around? Like I don't know why school stopped doing it, but when I was younger, they had it wasn't even Black History Month. It was just randomly they had all the black heroes on the wall. I remember seeing, like, I don't even know the lady's name, but I remember her face. She got short hair. She was an astronaut. I don't know her name, but I'm just saying, just seeing that is doing something to you.
For sure.
And when you don't see that all the time, it kind of messes you up. But my mom is really crazy about, like, no, I want you to see this. I want you to see that. And I didn't understand it as a kid. I was like, she's wilding. But when you get older, you're like, I get it now, because you just understand that you're beautiful too.
No, I feel you. I feel like part of it too isn't just what they're feeding us, but what we decide to take in. Because I feel like a lot of people now, especially like people our age now, feel like, oh, racism and discrimination doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
They cover it up.
When, like, my mom, who was born in the 50s, when she was going through school, segregation ended. You know what I'm saying? That's one generation. That's my mom to me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people feel like, oh, that's not happening, but they're feeding us, oh, like, Adele, she's pretty, or Melissa McCarthy, she's pretty. They ugly as hell, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But you don't want to talk about the women who are genuinely beautiful and black, you know what I'm saying? Like a SZA, Ari Lennox, or anybody who is black and they're just pretty, like Erykah Badu, she's pretty. But you want to feed us these people like, this the lady that went to jail. She works with Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart. You know what I'm saying? You want to feed us that. That's what.
So and not only that, like you said, I feel like they embraced that too. Like she went to jail. If that was a black woman, if that was Oprah, I don't think Oprah would get much praise.
No.
Like Oprah, you coming back? Oprah wouldn't get that much praise.
Exactly. So
because
no pun intended.
But the media will portray her as a homeowner, homemaker. She does this. She takes care of the kids.
They don't mention that.
But then they'll mention someone like an Oprah Winfrey, who's she's done this. She's done slave movies. She's nothing but trouble, rambunctious. You know, something like that. So when you are in a household and you're by yourself, like y'all two are just by yourself, y'all just sitting there chilling, and you don't know any better. You think this is how things should be. This is what I want. I don't want to deal with a more complicated life. I want someone who's more easy to deal with, someone who understands. And she doesn't understand at all, but that's what it's told. That's what they told you.
Yeah.
You know, so it just kind of fucks with you mentally and stuff like that.
So I'm just saying that to say that I feel like it starts from the home. A lot. I feel like it's a lot to start from the home. And I think when I hear black women are angry and stuff, I don't necessarily think that they're angry. I think it's more like you said, just why. And I think the answer is they don't know. A lot of men don't know. Because majority of them, you like, oh, they got a black mom and a black dad, but they just never really cared, you know what I mean, to, like now I'm watching my nieces come up, they got two black parents, and the way he, praises her and talks about her, I'm like, that'd be dope. If my dad was like that, you know what I mean, luckily I didn't come out thing for black women to put them in a box. But if I didn't have a figure like that, I would be the same way. Like, I don't care. I'm doing my thing. But I don't think it's a problem with dating outside your race, though. I don't think it's a problem. I just think it's a problem when you hear black men date outside their race and they go back and say, black women are crazy or whatever.
Right.
They'll have like one bad experience with a black woman, and that's their whole
Bad
life.
experience.
But
Or-
3 white girls can do you dirty, and you still like, oh, but they do this, and this. And black women don't. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, or they come from a family full of crazy ass black women, and they contribute that to, or they attribute that all to black women as a whole. No, every black woman is not your crazy ass mama.
Yeah.
Like,
And I also
that's
think-
not what that is.
I also
Like,
think it boils down to like just knowing the culture, like,
for sure.
cause like if I'm with, cause I've been with somebody just talking and stuff, and I was trying to explain to her the importance of like teaching your kids about, hey, you're mixed and this is what you're gonna run into. She was like, no, that's ruining your kids to me, cause you're putting that in their head that they're gonna go out there and see that. And I was like, nah, you're giving them what the world's gonna definitely hit, the reality, the world's gonna hit them with that.
Yeah.
And when they come home shocked and hurt, they have to do that talk anyway. So you might as well prepare them for it and toughen them up before they get out there. So there's little things like that, I feel like, where I say it's easier to date within your race or somebody that understands your culture. I also feel like there's some like Puerto Ricans and stuff like that that understand the culture because they grew up in the same thing. Not all of them, but I just feel like
It's
if
a
you-
lot of them that
it's
don't
not-
even want
no,
to say they
yeah.
African or black.
it's
so.
a lot of them that's not, but there are some that really understand the culture. They're like, okay, yeah, because I deal with the same things.
Right.
A lot of Caribbeans too. A lot of Caribbeans are mixed with
For sure.
Spanish and like
Yeah.
Puerto Rican and stuff like that. So I feel like it's more about their culture. If you're not cultured, I personally couldn't date you. You're not gonna understand nothing I'm going through, none of my struggles. And when you hear somebody say, "Man, I understand the cops, but they just doing their job," you're like, "Come on now, like."
Right. That's
20
not
shots
your
ain't doing
job.
your job.
Right.
So it's hard to like explain that pain and frustration to that person if they're not
Right.
culture and they don't understand where you're coming from. Because they're always gonna, like you said, they're always gonna be like, he's not just a cop. They putting this on white people.
Right.
All the white people are not racist. They always gonna give you that. But you're like, I'm not saying all white people are racist, but acknowledging it, that to me is like, okay, I'm aware of the culture. You
Sure.
gotta acknowledge that. So I think it's just the culture.
Yeah, I think it's like cool if you guys date white women, but it's just like when it comes to like impregnating her, you have to realize that like
goddamn, we animals.
Indeed, we are.
Comes
for sure.
to impregnate.
Yeah, impregnate, like.
yeah, when it comes to that, you have to realize that like she's gonna have to, or he is gonna have to be raised with a white mom, and that is completely different than being
I know
raised with a
what
black
I feel
woman.
you.
Like I said, like.
Like if you got a black daughter being raised by a white mother,
They
she's
right
never
there
gonna
so
be
different.
able to understand
This-
what her
but
little black
this
daughter
is
is
just
going
like-
through.
It's just like all American.
But to me,
She can
that's
try, but she will never
But to me,
understand.
that's the perfect. Because I personally feel like that's how you when you see that happens, I can't just say, all right, she won't understand. I'm like, all right, you're going to see, because when your daughter has to deal with certain things, you're gonna feel that too. When your daughter, when somebody, maybe they gonna call her daughter N or whatever, and some mixed kids don't come out looking.
So here's what I have to say to that.
You don't feel
Like,
that
it
too.
hits different when you've actually experienced it yourself. It's completely different.
Mhm.
Because not only can you give them a heads up, but you can say, hey, this is what I've actually
Yeah.
gone. Like somebody, like this little white girl actually called me a nigga bitch. Like,
Mhm.
that's that's funny.
Yeah.
It's
But
funny.
that's real. No white lady will ever be able to tell a black or biracial little girl that this
But I
is
feel
what
like
she
that's
can
your
experience.
child. I feel like that's your child.
It won't
It's-
hit the same.
No, I'm not saying it has to hit the same. I'm just saying that if that's your child, it does hit you, and you're like, dang, like this is what.
You
I've
hit it
been
from a
hearing about-
parental standpoint.
Yeah,
But
but
you
it's
can't,
still gonna,
it
it's still
doesn't
gonna
hit
hurt.
as like, yo, I know the hurt of being called
No,
that.
but you
like,
can't say that because it's like to me, if I'm
You can
the way I'm
relate.
thinking about it, the way I'm thinking about it,
Empathy.
if I have a mixed baby
yeah.
and say I have a baby girl, she half Mexican, and somebody say something a Mexican thing slur to her or whatever,
Yeah.
it's gonna still hit me. I'm gonna be pissed off because I'm gonna be like, bro, like that's my child, like,
Yeah.
and it just don't feel right. Like when you see,
I feel like that, again, that's a little bit different because
Because
it's
to me-
minority and minority black.
What I'm saying, like,
Mexican, so
when I-
y'all
when I
both
see-
face adversity. So
I can say the
it's
same
a
thing
little
about
bit
women
different.
though. I can say the same thing. Like I got sisters, I can still feel their pain.
Right. Right.
As a woman, not even as a black woman,
You
just
can
as a
feel
woman.
their pain, but
I
you
can feel
can't
their pain.
speak from their
But
pain.
it's like the same
It's
as
a difference.
when you have a 2-parent household, like I said, they take the man, if he's black, to teach
The
certain
son,
things,
right?
or the female, like
Yeah.
certain things that your mom, and that's just a conversation you got to sit down and have. And if she's culture, like you said, then the conversation would be more genuine, would be more like
Yeah.
open platform, and not necessarily like, yo, everybody out there in white, they gonna hate you. Everybody that see you got better head than them, they gonna compare that you're better than them, that you're light skinned. Like, you know, it's just a conversation.
So
to
that,
have.
I think we always think about it like it's just the 2 parents raising the kid, but everybody raising that child.
Right.
Everybody. So
It's the
so,
village.
So,
It's literally
so now,
the
like,
village.
yeah. So now to me, I feel like if it's a white woman, she's watching and learning, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we got. That's why I said I feel like we gotta embrace that part. We gotta embrace it because it's like there's nothing wrong with her learning because that's what we want as black people. We want them to understand. We want them to say, okay, oh, now I understand what y'all were, or I'm relating to y'all. We want that. We don't really want. Because if not, then we're just all we're doing is complaining and not looking for a solution.
So here's my thing. My thing is though, like, especially, we'll just use white and black since that's like, the world is not like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that. Well, why not? Why can't the black man say that too though?
The black man can say that.
Well, I'm saying it's like certain things
But do
they
you-
just gotta learn on their
is
own.
that
But you can't shield them from everything that's gonna happen in life.
Facts,
You
but
gotta
you can
allow them
practice
to,
it. You can
right,
be like,
to
yo,
a certain extent. Like,
Sometimes you're gonna get called a nigga.
right,
boom.
but like it's like certain things you tell people like, yo, don't cross the street before you look both ways, you get hit by a car. They still gonna cross the street without looking both ways, and so they might get hit by a car. Some things in life you just gotta experience.
But if you told them,
Experience
yo,
is the
you might
best
get
teacher.
hit by a car, they're kind of expecting it. Like, yo, I crossed the street stupidly.
Okay.
I know I might get hit by
When
a
you're a
car.
kid, do you really listen to your parents though? When you growing up, do you
I
really
definitely
take
did.
heed to? No, okay, you did, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I listen to me and my brother talk, and me and my homies talk.
Yeah.
And when I play
So you
basketball,
have like the influence
Yeah.
of friends.
so me and my homies on my basketball team, that's why I got my life advice on about females and everything I went through in life. I didn't get it from my parents, but I also feel like.
I told you not to kiss me in the mouth.
But I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like black and white, which was what we started with, I think it's like if you see something, I feel like it's when you compare yourself, you don't feel adequate or you don't feel that you can compete. It ain't even a compete thing. It's like that's what that person decided to be with. They're happy, let it be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel sometimes you only can control certain things in this world. If you control your kids like how you said, started from your household. Start from your household and work outward. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you're raising, if you happen to have a biracial kid, like it's different things they're gonna have to learn in this world, and then that's when you give them the education, you show them the videos, and you show them where you come from, you give them our heritage. You know what I'm saying? But that's also with us, because we was born in America, we don't have them African roots to really teach the culture. Like you being from the Caribbean, you got parents that's Caribbean that can teach you that, but we can't. All I know is I'm from Norfolk and I had a great grandma that was named Marjorie. I never met her. That's as far as I go back. You feel me? So I can't tell them my culture as far as how we attacking this world. So if I go show them some slave videos and us getting attacked by dogs or us getting sit-ins, but they're gonna be fucking like, yo, this world crazy as hell.
Yo, it's not even that. It's not even showing the negativity that comes with America, the USA, with segregation and slavery. It comes with showing the greatness that came from Africa.
What?
The greatness that came before it was fucking, I guess, colonized.
But no,
But
but that's also
You know what I'm
sharing
saying?
though, because like I can show them what we can be, but it also is
But that's
that
the thing.
negative side.
A lot of people don't show the positive. They only show the negative, right?
But my thing,
And if you
my thing
only
is that
see negative,
I don't think you can learn about the culture and stuff like that just from us. Like, cause
For sure.
we watch Colin Kaepernick and they're like, oh wait, look, his parents not even black, and you're like, all right, but he's still with it. He's still
right?
he's
That's the
talking
same
about
thing with President
So,
Obama.
yeah,
They're like, yo,
the
he's
same-
not
the
even
same
fully
thing.
black. Does that
So
matter?
now we're gonna say like, that's why I said like I can't really say they can't really teach it because we seen it happen.
Yeah.
But Colin Kaepernick is actually going out there and doing stuff, and we're saying, yeah, you're doing it the right way. So can we really be mad, or can we say they can't teach us, or they can't? You know what I mean? Like, because we seen it, we see improvement.
Right.
So I got something to kind of close it out a little bit. One little question. So how do y'all feel about when the black man, the athlete, the actor, whatever, goes up, finally gets big, and then gets him a white woman, a trophy, like they look at it like a trophy, like, oh, like I made it now, and now they don't
Yeah, and
say
then
they had a girl, whatever, left their girl and got with a white woman. Like, how
I
do
think
y'all
like
feel?
once they make it and once they date a white woman, they feel like, oh, I don't really have to talk about racism anymore. Like,
I just want to say,
her.
shout out to Russell Wilson for doing that in reverse. He was a white girl at first,
Hey,
then he got to see her.
yo.
Bro, chill out,
And he
shout out,
woke
chill
up.
out, shout out.
He woke up.
I ain't noticed that. I didn't notice that.
I feel like it's like how y'all said in the beginning. It's more like what you like be around. I feel like as you go up, Russell Wilson. As you get like in the upper class as far as making millions, you're not really seeing a lot of black girls like as much as that. I don't want to make it sound like they don't
Right, but
exist,
then
but
like a
I'm saying,
lot of
do they look
social
at it like-
injustices don't affect you because
Right.
you in
Well,
a
I'm saying, like, do
millionaire
they look at it like, yo, I finally made it, like,
No,
now
I don't think.
now I can do it.
I don't think it's like something you consciously think about. I think it just happens like because you're around it more. But like you go to these little mansion parties,
Yeah.
and it's predominantly white people that
I
feel
mean,
that.
that's all
You
the
feel
hoes
me?
in the mansion parties.
So, no,
So I'm saying, so like,
You
say
ain't gonna
got
see
your-
a
say
Jordan
you got
Woods
your
at every
girl-
mansion party.
That's a fact.
You
You
won't
ain't
see
gonna
more.
see
You won't see
Gabrielle
Chloe.
Union or like
Stop doing
no
that
Serena Williams just chilling over there. You feel me?
You gonna see more Chloe Kardashians over
More
there.
exotic
And
females.
So like, does that take the? You say you don't make it a conscious decision, but
Right.
I think
but,
it just
but
takes.
I feel like you
subconscious,
saying
it's what you're
that,
surrounded
but I still know like, hey, there are black females there at these parties and things. And regardless of the parties, I can still find me a black female if I wanted one.
Yeah.
But that's a
But
mentality.
at that point, do you not want one because you're like, shit, I made it now, like.
Mm.
I can do what I want.
Man, I
And
think-
like deep down, what you really wanted was that.
No. I feel like I'm not defending it, but I'm just looking at it objectively. I feel a lot of times when you go into situations or you go into anything general, you just go in with a blank space of you only reacting. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you've never been around people or been
Yeah.
around this type of
You
environment.
kind of
But my
uncomfortable.
thing
You know
is,
what I'm saying? But you do go back to what you know.
Yeah.
But that's only if it's instilled in you. If you come from a place where
so I'm
it's
saying like, you saying like it's what you go back to what you know,
right.
but you don't know that because you wasn't around it.
But that's only if you come from a place like if you come from a
I'm saying
black
like
family.
we see it happen a lot.
No, but I'm saying I'm saying like when you really think about it, that's just something we've been saying like as far as the black men when we do it. You know what I'm saying? We trophy wife these white women. But in reality of it all, it's only the person doing it. It ain't got nothing to do with you or like the place or the people you come from. It don't make you any less. It's just what he decided to do.
All right, so let's this is a question. Let's look at Steph Curry. Who else? LeBron James. Let's look at them. If they hadn't have started from the bottom with their black queens, would they have been where they are now without their black? You know.
We can't say that though.
We don't
No,
know.
I'm just saying, like, it's a guesstimation. Like,
We don't know.
do you think they
That's-
would have been
that's-
in the industry, in the sports and entertainment industry,
I
and
feel
ended
like-
up with somebody else?
I feel like
Like
that.
they
I
took
feel
off
like
saying
that.
you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. If they wouldn't have started black, if they started out without them completely,
I'm
would
saying
they
I
be?
feel like that don't because when it comes to them, they have natural raw talent at what they're doing.
And I feel like that's.
but if you think about the things that they're surrounded by, like y'all
I mean,
said, I'm
I'm-
not saying
I'm-
this.
if
The
he-
women around
like,
them.
If he went to, if he went to,
LeBron's like
I think it's like I
Curry.
think it's like this.
Curry didn't learn how to shoot because she told him to get in the gym.
Facts.
I think it's like
He learned how to shoot because he went in there and worked on his craft.
Right, but that's the facts. Who else? What black NBA star ended up with a white woman? Kobe. If Kobe would have ended up with, if he had started with a black woman, right?
Shit exotic, though.
She
No,
excited.
I feel
See,
no.
that's
Not
the-
saying
with the
Cunningham's wrong,
foreign,
but I
with
feel
the
like
foreign.
getting the white girl, you know what I'm saying, the trophy wife, that's more like a football culture thing. Like you see a lot of great basketball,
NBA
great
culture.
NBA.
I'm saying it's NBA football.
For sure,
fucking,
that's
entertainment culture.
actor. It's just
Entertainment
like
culture.
yeah, everybody in that at that level.
We speaking on a small percentage of
No,
actually
Kanye
millionaires.
said it and he did it. Like,
No, I'm saying like the people we talking about these celebrities, that's a small percentage of predominantly who's really in this world.
right, but that small percentage
Well, I'm
is
talking
who
about-
everybody in the
But-
world sees because it is.
Yeah, I'm
sports
talking about
culture,
yeah.
it's
Most
hip-hop
most
culture.
black men
So
aren't
it's
doing
what
it.
y'all see.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Most
Like,
black men are doing it, but the ones that at that stat, I'm talking about like so. If you were sitting here and you finally they watch they watch the King of the Court and they like, you know what, we gonna get Phelps, we gonna go get Phelps,
Right.
and Phelps make it.
Nah,
Now
I think it-
he's sitting here on the Lakers, and
But
now
how
he's sitting here on the Pelicans
but how you said it earlier
On the
when you
bench.
said
on the
I'm
bench,
still making-
and he like, you know what,
But I'm saying like
she
how,
looking good.
but how you said earlier, right? You said we need to praise those that's doing what we talking about. So we need to praise the Gabrielle Unions and the Dwayne Wade. We don't. Like,
And
we
the
just,
Steph Curry.
it's okay to like that's what we need to focus on.
Every
And not,
kind of stuff you do.
This is crazy.
That girl kind of did.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel
Alicia
like,
Keys too.
like, bro. But I'm saying, like, bro, we pick and choose, or we point out the couple people or whatever the amount that's doing it. Let's just focus on the positive and not necessarily on the negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can, like, have the world your way, okay, cool, but you can't control the decision of somebody else. It ain't got nothing to do with you, or it don't affect the way you live in your life, or it don't make that man any less of a like pro-black person, because, and I go to another question. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying? But I look at everything like, just from, like, man, like, your life, you live to be happy for you, live for you, and if you're happy with it, who else cares?
But then also like, I think it's as simple as you might have grown up in the hood, and you getting out, and you want to try something different. You getting money now, maybe you living in Beverly Hills or something, and you just want to try something different. I think it's that simple too, but because they walking around with them and they like taking pictures, you know, like, oh, he went and got his stuff.
I'm just saying, like, coming up, I feel like it's kind of for some black men, they think in their head like it's like a status type of thing, like a status symbol type of thing. Because you grow up, you sitting here growing up, like we was talking about, how everybody's sitting here saying, how, oh, we're not allowed to have that. Like, when you grow, like, back in the slavery days and all that stuff, you're not allowed to have that white woman. So now I'm rich and I can have, like, all this white woman that all you dudes wanted, she with me now. So it's a status type of thing now. Like, it's like, yo, I can go get the baddest white girl I want now. That all these white dudes want too. And it's like a status thing now. Like, yeah, like, y'all told me I can't do it, now I can. Like, what's up?
Who idolized getting rich and marrying a white woman?
I've never
thought of that.
Yeah,
I'm saying that it's a lot of stuff that people think that though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like,
you
white
think
women,
about yourself, but you gotta think about the majority. Like, yo,
I'm saying, like, you, like, I'm saying, you didn't grow up around, like, you didn't grow up with as, I don't know if you grew up around as, like, enough, like, mixed kind of culture of it. Cause, like, I was, like, when I started out in Dallas, like, in, like, the hood, it was, like, a lot of black people, whatever. We moved up a little bit, a little more suburban. It was, it wasn't even mixed when I got there. It was all white. And it slowly got mixed. So what I'm saying is, like, growing up, for those people that grew up in that, like Vick too, grew up in that, where it's surrounded by a lot of like mixed culture. You got a lot of white people around. You got a lot of Hispanics, a lot of white blacks, all this stuff. You got a lot of different type of people. So growing up with not just around strictly black people, you see a lot of different stuff.
But I'm saying, as far as you saying the status part, when did that become?
I'm saying, like, for me, no, like I said, for me, I've heard that a lot. I've seen that a lot, where the black man will be like, yo, like, this, it's like a trophy type of thing, like, yo, like, I've made it now, like, I got my mansion, I got my Ferrari, I got my wife. Mom say it's just different, like, I guess it's just different areas and stuff, man.
I mean, I say
we both from Texas.
Yeah, like when my parents did move up, you know what I'm saying, we were just like, it was just foreign to see somebody walking their dog. You know what I'm saying? It was weird. I'm like, why is he running outside like on the street? Like, it was weird to see that. I never like, yo, I want to live like that. You know, like, oh, I want her because she's white. Like, that was never like. Yeah. I knew for a fact it was rapping, playing basketball or some type of sport, or selling drugs. That's the only way I knew out. I was just trying to find a way to get out the hood. Idolizing a white woman or getting married, that wasn't in my future, or like something I looked 10 years to try to accomplish. But I don't know, like, maybe that would have been like, maybe
just different stuff.
Different upbringing. So I think something to think about is, like you said, you grew up as a black man surrounded by a majority black, right? Mm-hmm. And we grew up as black people, but in surroundings that were majority white. Public school system, I'm assuming, right? Majority white public school system. However, we're consciously reaching out beyond the white public schooling that we received, trying to kind of relate to our blackness, right? So maybe you just, I don't want to say you as a person, but maybe you just don't have the same drive or the same strive because you were around that, right? It's just something to think about. It's food for thought.
I mean, I can see you.
So we're like consciously reaching for it, whereas you don't feel the need to reach around or reach for it because you think you were surrounded by it.
No, I mean, it's all in, like, I mean, I can see where you're coming from with it, but I always say it's how you raised, it's how I was from my parents. growing up. That was never a conversation. That was never.
Well, I'm saying that wasn't a
something
conversation for me neither, but it was just
Me
kind of
either.
my environment.
But
Right.
Because you gotta look at the biggest populated cities and stuff are mixed. Dallas, Houston, all these places, fucking LA, California, all that shit. New York, all these big places that are like the biggest populations where most of this stuff happens is mixed. You got, so you're gonna be black going to school with or white people or
Right.
school with all this different stuff. It's like you don't get, because I'd have stayed in the hood in Dallas, I'd have been straight up black people 24/7.
Triple D.
So it's different, like, because since we moved out of the hood, I got to experience all that, which I wouldn't have had I stayed where I was at. But that's like, for like the bigger, like, I don't know, like bigger, like populated places that have that mix, that have a lot of mixed, like cultures and stuff.
You're searching for identity, I feel like.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't get to, because I got some best friends that's black, some best friends that's white. They
Right.
got different experiences. They understand different shit that, you know, that I go through, that, you know, happens out there in the world. Like, it's like talking about like police shooting black kids and shit. We got all different people got different views on it on both sides because they grew up in the same spot. They never been to downtown Dallas. They stay up there in the little suburban spot and they just do their thing, so they don't really see they don't see the different side of it. So it's just like growing up in that different spot, you kind of see that. So if you growing up around all these, if I'm in school and the baddest girl everybody talking about is this white girl walking around, and you sit there like, oh damn, like that's what's, like you were saying, like growing up in your friends and stuff are kind of what's helping like mold you
It's
or
your
whatever.
influence.
So you sit there like, oh, everybody thinks she fine, like I guess she must be
fine.
she must be fine, like that's
Yeah.
Is
whatever.
that blonde hair? What? I mean,
Right.
I kind of like
That's
dark
like-
curly hair.
You know,
but
like
whatever
every-
they said.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
That being said, I only dated black girls
You know what I'm saying?
in Texas.
Hey, whenever it comes to, I always question all the girls. They say look good, especially these two of them. I've been doing that my whole life. You feel me? I was like, let me see what she look like. Nah, she got big shoulders, man. You know, do no girls with big shoulders, man.
That's crazy.
You
Don't
wildin'
go
over
into
there,
body
man.
shaming now.
I-
Go into
You're
body
supposed to say
shaming.
anything,
Phelps be
man.
killing me. You was like, no, you be killing me. You be like, yo, she look good. She look
Phelps
good.
didn't
I
like
don't
her
know,
because-
man.
Look, he ain't like her because she was tall, man. That's why he ain't like her.
Phelps, you tall though. You're tall.
But look, now let's stay on
Phelps be like,
top.
she feels like she perfect,
Stay on
but she
top.
wears size 10.
Let's stay on.
Phelps, you wear a size 11. What's the difference?
Y'all can wear each other's
Oh,
shoes.
13. Look, what I'm saying is, you
My
feel me?
feet
I wear
smaller than yours.
13, no disrespect. Look, you inch,
You
look.
know, we're not 15.
13, that's just 2 inches. Look, when you brother, being from where I'm from, like I went from the hood to the I guess you call it
The birds.
the burbs, I guess, in a sense, right? But when I went there, it wasn't that like, man, I was like, man, I'm surrounded by white people, man, I gotta try to find myself. It was like, damn, this is kind of weird.
I was like, what age was it too?
I was like 16 when I finally
Yeah, I was like,
crossed
you was
over.
older. I was fucking, I moved at like fucking 4th, 5th grade.
Right. So you
Well, I'm still young.
Yeah.
10.
I see, well, that's experience is different. Like, man, look, when I can say like, man, like I come from like my aunts and my uncles, like, man, they put that in me. Like, it was like never a question. It was in me from day one. So I never went out there with these like idolizing certain people, or idolizing a specific race, or to do a specific thing. All they said was graduate high school. So I'm looking at, focus on graduating high school or try to make it be good at basketball. Eventually, hopefully, I can make the league one day. And that was my mentality. Because they put that in me since day one. Yo, you're going to play sports and you're going to graduate high school. So that's all I did. You feel me? And when I graduated and I joined the military, that's when that shit, like, really sped it up. Like, going to basic training, looking at all these people like, who the fuck? And don't nobody, like me. Like, I was the bad seat of the flight for the whole time I was in basic
Why?
training.
Why was that?
Ain't nobody like me. I don't know why. They just
You
ain't
look
fuck
like
with me.
everybody else.
They just didn't fuck with me.
Say, did
Phil's
everybody else look like you?
about to malfunction. You about to shut it down.
No, I'm serious. Like,
You
bro,
better start
Phil, who hurt you?
He was throwing shade all the time. That's why I fuck with him.
bro, we had 3 different TIs. I was the bad seed every TI, bro. I don't know why they didn't fuck with me.
Why were you the best?
Bro, look,
He was tall and black.
look, them dudes was doing stuff I didn't get along with. They used to come around like butt naked and want to play. Like, I don't do that shit. I used to confront them like, bro, I don't do that. You feel me? And they ain't like that shit. And they always hated me. They hated me for the whole 8 weeks.
They hated you
Man,
because you ain't
Phil's
on
want me to
I'm
get this
serious,
fucking
bro.
It's just like,
Bro, look, I'm dead ass.
No, I had that. No, I had that same shit happen. They was in there like they would do some shit where they
The
would
TIs
get
was doing that, or the dudes?
the dudes.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
Yo, this before that scandal took off, so you had to ask.
I was going through it during the scandal, but yeah, they would do some shit where they would get naked and like the dudes get naked and like get in each other's lockers like high and shit and wait for you to come open it and they bust. I was like, y'all do that shit, I'm gonna bust on y'all. I was like, I'm not playing with y'all, I'll fight y'all. And they was like, oh,
There be some military traditions, there be some bullshit. Like, no, this is what we do. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to do that. Like, no, I'm not about to
they be
do
in the
that.
shower talking to each other, butt ass
No,
naked. I'm
get
like,
outta here.
don't talk to me.
And they hate me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I
I was like, you better not talk to me.
I got a culture shock. I got a culture shock when I joined the military, not necessarily growing up. That's what I see you coming from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like so I had to go through a whole trying to figure out how to make it, how to survive type shit from young. Yeah, I say, and then growing up there, like we in Texas too, so niggas, there's some questionably racist ass motherfuckers.
Right. For real, men who look just like y'all still getting lynched.
So I had to deal with some shit like
South Carolina, North Carolina.
I got called the coon and all kinds of shit. So like growing up that, I've been like,
It's in Virginia though, for sure.
and the thing is, it's like how we was talking about like getting in a fight with like, but there's a bunch of niggas I couldn't do shit because I'm not gonna get jumped by all 10 of these niggas. Like I'm not gonna fight all these dudes. And there's only a handful of black people in the school, period. So it's not like we can do shit about it. So we just kind of gotta kind of take it and just kind of roll with it. So it's just a different kind of thing. But I'm like back on topic. Just wrapping up with the topic. What y'all got any last comments about interracial dating before we close it out? Girl, you're the product of interracial dating.
I feel like it's okay.
You wouldn't be here if they didn't do it.
It's a.
She mad as hell too. Like,
No, it depends on the situation. It's a situation. Like I can't tell somebody like you said, if you grew up and you don't really know your culture and stuff, I can't tell you you sell out or you're weird. And if you did grow up in the hood or grew up around your culture and you choose to, at the end of the day it's about who makes you happy. So I can't really.
Anybody else?
I just feel like this even puts more pressure on the whole idea of relationships and marriage. This just means even more so that you really need to make sure you know who the person is that you're marrying or that you plan on being in a long-term relationship with. You need to know what their ideologies are, what their traditions are, like what kind of environments they grew up with. Like, do they grow up in a situation with both parents, one parent black, one parent white, drug addict parents, like all that stuff determines who a person is. And I think before making the decision to be with somebody for the long haul, which means long-term relationship, marriage, to include children, because having children is still a relationship, even if you're not physically with that person. All of this stuff shapes and builds the world that you, your partner, or your co-parent and your children will live in.
Right?
holla at me, Tanya. You know where I'm at. Message.
She don't watch the podcast.
She don't. She knows she is.
Oh.
All I'm saying,
That's crazy.
I just want to say, like, I think, like certain views I grew up with, and when I got older, it changed. So I think sometimes, like, you get instilled some things that you don't agree with as you get older. So I feel like it take your time or it take you a certain maturity to understand that sometimes your parents or your family don't teach you, you know what I mean? Like, they don't set you up properly for the world. They only go by what they was taught. So as I'm getting older, as I'm getting finally understanding where I'm coming from, and just like they said, man, you gotta understand who you're dating, and understand the dynamics of every situation you get into, man. And this world is cruel, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't prepared for it, it's gonna chew you up and spit you up. So, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you gotta pick a side. You know what I mean? What side you standing on?
What order?
This nigga.
Throw the wolves up! Throw the wolves up! Throw the wolves up! Come on, man! Yeah.
Sadiq, where you at?
New World Order.
Nigga sleep. Yeah, he got out there. She's outside.
You just hear this and like, damn.
Got anything? Alright. Yep. So love who you wanna love. Love who you wanna love.
Think about it though. Think about it.
Niggas tired.
Niggas
That
tired.
really announced
Look at my boy.
Wolves up.
Let's get you the NWO shirt, man.
McCormick getting one for sure.